Why is it not connected? Oh, here we go. Can you guys hear me now? Can you hear me now? It's muted. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. I thought you trolled me for a second. I checked in OBS and yeah, I am muted. Sorry, I just rushed the stream stop. That was why. My bad about that. Thanks for letting me know. Now you can hear me now. Your mic isn't on. Greedy Arts, Julian. Yeah, thanks for telling me. Average, the man. HNIC, 7 Sins. You can hear me now? Okay, you can hear me. Good. Perfect. That's all perfect. Okay, so what I was saying when I was muted, you guys could hear me, was I was saying about JJK 267. We're going to do a full review. Kyle reveal. I mean, this is the first stream. This is the first stream I've been revealing myself. Maybe you missed the other ones, but yes, this is what I look like. Apparently, I don't know. Maybe you can double check. You know, find out if I look like more of a cat person. Yeah, they got dogs, right? I guess I'm more of a dog. I mean, I like both, to be honest. I do like both, but I probably swing a bit more to the dog side. So as I was saying, yes, JJK 267 is out. It is out, and it's just a bit crazy because JJK is really ending. It still doesn't feel real to say that. It really does not feel real to say JJK is ending, but I mean it is. Sukuna, it seems like, I'm assuming he's defeated. I'm assuming he's actually taken down. He looks beautiful. That's very sweet. Thank you, Julian. That's very nice. I appreciate it. You can lower the background music. Let me do that then for you. Wait, let me come over here. And this is, by the way, this is the music. You can see it's Clarinda's theme from Genshin. I'll have to do this because I can't see because my phone's kind of blocking it, which is how I'm showing my screen. As you can see the iPhone camera, right? I'll move it like 30%. Here we go, just a bit, lower it a bit. Tell me how that sounds now. Audio is muffled, is it? Damn, we're having a ton of technical difficulties. Let me try fix it with. Do this. How does it sound now? Is it hopefully better? Let me move the mic here. Muffled. Is the audio good now? I hope it's good. There's so many audio issues this time. Usually I always test for audio and it's always been fine. This time I was like, you know what? I'll just go start streaming. Hoping for part 2 Chainsaw. I pray to God. I really hope there is. I mean, we were talking about that in the last stream, how maybe there's going to be a part 2. That would be absolutely wild. Still the same. It's muffled, but I can hear you. Why is it muffled, I wonder? Wait, how good is the mic? Is it as good as always, or is it pretty bad? Let me, oh, wait a minute. Let me go to properties. It's not connected to the good mic. Thank you for telling me. Now the audio should be good. How's the audio now? Okay, now we should be good. I hope. Right? No offense, I thought Kurdish people looked more like Arabic. Didn't know they looked European. I mean, that's fine. I mean, we all have our opinions, you know. I guess the blue eyes don't help me at all. Crisp, yeah, there we go, I see that, all good, audio good, it's great now. Yeah, thanks for telling me that, by the way, guys. I really should have been more prepared. I am very sorry. BTB, good to see you as well, BTB. Hard to pronounce, good to see you as well. A classic, the lads coming in. Audio and video aren't sync. Yeah, that's something I have no power over. I have no power over that one. It's just due to me, like, screen mirroring my phone onto the thing. Alright, let's just get into this, alright? Thank you, though, for the help, guys. That's much appreciated. Alright. So you have JJK 267, and it is a bit crazy because, yeah, JJK is ending. You know, JJK really is ending, and we're approaching pretty much the final 4 chapters. We have Nobara returned. Megami seems to be fine unless something happens in the merger and he dies. How are you doing? I'm doing alright. Thank you very much for asking. I hope you're doing well. I hope everyone here is doing well. So, genuine. I hope all you guys are doing well. But thank you for asking. That's very sweet of you. Do you think Sukuna is, let me open my chat here, dead? I don't think he's dead per se, but I think he might be sealed or something. I don't know, like, it seems like the way that he's planning on defeating Sukuna is like taking the finger back out of Megami, like taking his soul out. Maybe that's something that could happen. Maybe. I don't really know. I'm not 100% sure on that one. Don't apologize, can't imagine it'd be to do. Father Gege to his valiant life, so I appreciate it. No, that's very easy, thank you. And that's very nice as well, Kishley. Didn't know even that much. I'm not, but I swear I'm not, but thank you. It's very nice. Thank you so much. Sukuna isn't dead yet. I don't know how they're going to kill him. Unless they find a way to destroy the Sukuna finger. We'll talk about that at the end. Because it is talked about once again. And I think it's important how they mention how you can't necessarily destroy a Sukuna finger of Jujutsu. This may be either telling us straight up that they're not going to kill Sukuna at the end. Or it may be foreshadowing that Yuji has found a way. I would have liked to imagine if Yuji had a way to defeat Sukuna permanently, that's something he would have told everyone already, but maybe it's something he's going to try last minute, like he sees the Sukuna come out and he's like, Binding Vow, I take away all my cursed energy, all my power, to fully destroy Sukuna finger. that could be a possibility. But maybe the binding vow won't even work because Sukuna's too strong. Like, it's just too strong of a cursed object for even that binding vow to work against that finger. Maybe. I don't think Sukuna's dead, but he sure as hell ain't happy. I mean, it is what it is. Yes, Sukuna seems to be throwing up quite a lot. So we have the cover page, by the way. Not cover page, but like Shonen Jump cover page. Really cool, really well drawn. Yuji and Sukuna battling it out. Still crazy that it's happening. We got Sukuna of the Kamutoki as well. Yuji with his hair just about right, you know how it is. And a very cool 4x4 page right here. You probably can't see this side because I'm blocking my camera, so my bad about that. But if you want to see, you can just go to TCB. We have the doggies, obviously we have Nobara in this picture as well, which makes sense since he came back. And this was really cool. I really want to talk about this, how we've seen this before. We've seen this when Yuta was in Gojo's body, how you can see their personality sort of shine through that body. Right, and you can sort of see it here once again, where now that we see Gojo in Yuta's body, you can see clearly it's Gojo because of the personality and the way that he's talking. We don't even have Yuji's domain yet. I don't think we'll ever get it. I don't think we'll ever get his name. Yeah, I appreciate Klishla. We have two reactions here, Petros and Klishla. Very varying reactions. Appreciate it. So the soul is the body, and the body vice versa. Soul is like a sponge that takes information from life experiences, and it shapes the body in return. Something along those lines. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities, and Kishla, there's no need I see the messages. Thank you. It's very sweet of you. Thank you so much. But there's no need to spam. But thank you. That's very nice. I appreciate it. Anyway, yeah. Like what are they saying? Yeah, I don't know. Like, it seems like I don't know if we'll ever really get that answer. Right? It does seem like when the soul takes the shape of a body, it could morph it. Like, the soul can morph the body, and at the same time, the body can morph the soul. Like, it goes both ways, and they can interact in each other in unique ways. I mean, even Toji, just of his body, basically had his memory, basically had his whole life with him. So it definitely seems like there definitely is a deep connection between the two, and it seems like what Kinjaku said. Like, I think both things are true. I think they are different, yet at the same time they are the same. Like, they're connected in some sort of way. If nobody came back, maybe Mahoraga came back. I mean, I don't know Mahoraga. Maybe Megumi just summons him at the end. Who knows? Because it was said that Sukuna's 10 shadows are destroyed, not Megumi's 10 shadows. That's the key thing here. Toji caused the whole story. Toji's the go. Alright, so we have this chapter, and basically, I'll shorten it down for you. Do you guys want me to go through all this in depth, or I could just go for a summary of it? What I'll say is, like, the most important points is, it seems a bit interesting how Gojo made this gamble. He said, just like how Kari says, I want to go with the fever. Right? He wants to take a gamble. But that really ended up, like, here we go. He says, I don't think it's a good idea to lose our connection to Sukuna here. Let me put it how Hikari would. Shout Hikari as well. We got a Hikari reference. Kinjaku's behind it. The fever or something like that. This is all fine and good had Nobara woken up recently, but then we get this moment here, right? Where it's said, it hasn't even been half an hour since she woken up. Oh boy, okay, wait a minute. Listen, I am someone who really wanted Nobara to come back. I've said plenty of times how I think it's a great writing that she's coming back. I think it's perfectly fine. But then she comes back in this sort of way. Right? I don't know. Like, it's the fact that it's half an hour. You could have at least made it like a week or something, and you could have said that the reason Yuji never knew is because they wanted to hide it due to resonance. Half an hour? Now it just seems like this is too convenient. That is too convenient. Had it been like a week or a couple days or something along those lines, and they put it all in the plan last minute, right? Maybe a week beforehand, that would have been great. That's what I assumed of the initial leaks, right? Half an hour is insane. That means she woke up during the Sukuna fight. And she's the key to defeat during the Sukuna fight. Do you understand how crazy that is? Why, Gege? Why? Like, what was the reason? I don't understand. You could have just said a week. I'm not saying nobody coming back is bad. I'm saying specifically the half an hour is like, it's hard to believe. It's very unusual. It's very strange. I don't know what his choice was that like, right? I just don't understand the reasoning for that. And of course, we get to see Yuji's finger here as well, where two of his fingers are missing, and we realize the bluff. So as we talked about in different streams as well, where it said you weren't able to retrieve the final finger. We did talk about this in previous... I spoke about this, I think, even in the Nobara video that I made 10 hours before this chapter came out. I specifically said Yuta may have been bluffing in that video if you want to check it out. So, pretty interesting. It ended up being true. Right? Eternal Flame, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Talking half an hour thing, standard shown in plot convenience. I don't know. That's pretty wild. That is just wild. Hey, Rai Guy, good to see you. Rishab, Yuji was being Sukuna's ass before Nobara, but you have to realize Sukuna was about to pull off his domain. Like, now I can do this. How does Sukuna do his domain? Is like this? I don't know how he does it. See, now I can actually do it. But he's about to pull off his domain expansion, and I mean, I'm not saying he would have won, but I probably would have won. I don't have to see how Yuji's domain is being Sukuna's domain, even if it's nerfed. It's good to see you, though. Good to see you. You're chilling. Good to see you. But yeah, the time is specifically a problem I have. It would have been great had the finger been set up from the beginning, right? We see that, obviously, Gojo had this finger set up for a reason, but what's his reason? Fever. Like, we may need it, and it comes in the clutch in the last second. That is a bit, I don't know how to feel about that. I really don't know. It really could have just been as simple as you say, Nobara woke up a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and the reason Yuji never knew is because of resonance. It could have been as simple as that. But no, Gege. Why? Why do you have to make it so unbelievable? This is just too wild. And not to say Nobara coming back is bad, right? I think Nobara coming back is fantastic. I think it makes complete sense. I just think it's a bit wild. And this panel, by the way, was awesome. Just Sukuna hitting resonance. Sukuna hitting resonance. Nobara hitting resonance on Sukuna. I thought that was amazing. I thought that was absolutely beautiful when that happened. Let me come over here. And yeah, she says, how is that for op? You damn idiot. The pronunciation's a bit weird, but it is what it is. Talking about Nobara, just talking about the chapter as a whole. And I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is Yuji's shirt hit right here. I think this is his shirt hit. So I could be wrong. Like, maybe this is Yuji's firing a dismantle, but I'm pretty sure that we can see the shirt hit like dismantle, and it hits his soul directly. Yuji then goes in for a knee, and he makes him vomit. Oppai. Hey, Mr. 60, good to see you, man. Good to see you, Mr. 60. How you doing? Oppai, yeah. The translation is a bit strange. Let me open up the chat over here. And then Sukuna is like, even at this part, he's smiling, man. Sukuna is just a menace. I really gotta respect it. He, right over here, Sukuna is smiling menacingly. This isn't over, and he still lands a gut punch. Sukuna's endurance, Sukuna's durability, Sukuna's all of his stats like off the chart. We already knew this, but like this is just really showing it on a completely different level. And he says, you think you can flay me with this superficial domain. You haven't even been so this is what a lot of people are mentioning. You haven't even been using reverse curse technique to heal your wounds. You've surpassed your limit a long time ago. And Sukuna looks menacing. Brother, this guy looks crazy. This guy looks straight out of a horror movie. Imagine facing this guy and he like punches you with two hands right in the face. He says, and the vast amount of cursed energy you've expanded on your domain. You're the one who's on the ropes, you goddamn brat. A double, yeah, and then obviously Yuji hits the double. It's great to see this come back at the last minute as well. The one thing Yuji tried to fix is the one special move he's got, the double impact after lag. Great to see it again, and the beautiful line right here. My besto furendo. Much appreciated. Greedy Arts, much appreciated. You've been here, bro, since like over 2 years. Much appreciated, man. Thank you so much, Greedy Arts. Greedy Arts says, is that Kira as your profile picture? I love that profile picture. Like this is unusual. Like this is the usual setup for Shonen Part 2. These new plot points and characters return just make no sense just to end 4-part chapter. I mean, the thing is, I think Gege just wants to make it as shocking as possible. I think he's trying to create as much hype and shock and all that stuff, just trying to sort of do that kind of thing, and he's just trying to make it as hype as an ending as possible. The issue is, like, I wouldn't put it past it to be that. I do hope you're right, though. I'm not gonna get my hopes up. I won't get my hopes up, you know, in case we never get a part 2. I don't want to be disappointed, but I do think you're right. I mean, I think it's just because of Gege. I think that's the reason. I think he's just trying to make it as hype as possible. I hope there's a part 2. I mean, we saw this with Chainsaw Man. Please no Boruto Kaisen. I think it'd be more like Chainsaw Man. That is a fantastic example of part 2, where it's just a continuation of story, rather than doing like a 10-year time skip, or like, I don't know how many years it was, 20-year time skip, right into the future, and we see their children instead of like a new cast of characters. As long as we stick to Yuji and our general characters, like, you know, Maki, Hakari, if Yuta's alive, these guys, that would be perfectly fine if we get JJK Part 2 like that. You know, maybe because of the ending of the JJK, cursed energy spreads throughout the world, right? So the rest of the world has it, and then part 2 sort of dealing with that. There's like a 1-2 year time skip. There's like special grade sorcerers in other countries. There's new special grade cursed spirits. A whole new like world has opened. Whereas JJK Part 1 is just Japan, now JJK Part 2 is the world, which has been set up in JJK itself. How the world is clearly interested in cursed energy. The world has learned, other governments have learned about cursed energy. And then maybe with the whole merger in Tengen, they don't defeat the merger by the end, but there's sort of like this middle ground where the merger is summoned and dealt with in a chapter or two, but there are consequences. Where the whole world gets cursed energy. That would be awesome. That would be so amazing if we get that. And part 2, we see some like European special grades, we see some American special grades, we see some like Russian special grades, you know, Privyet, you know, some Russian special grade, I don't know, stuff like that. Just seeing like just sorcerers, curses, you know, Norse or Greek curse spirits, just god curse spirits. It would be so amazing, right? I can only hope that's the way JJK goes, because that's sort of the question we have to ask now. Now that JJK is over, the bled, where are we going? Where are we headed after this, right? So, I mean, we'll see. If it really is just JJK's ending now, the way I see it going is the merger may be addressed within the chapter. Like, I think it'll at least be talked about and addressed. As for whether it's summoned or if something happens with the merger, that's to be seen. Really, that's to be seen. I got a lot of ideas. It's been a fun experiment. You should try it for a video. Oh, more core spirits and see what they could come up with. I kind of did. I think I recorded that a year ago, but I never ended up uploading it. I think I did. I can't remember. The Curse Spirits, Beans on Toast. Yeah, that would be a UK special grade. The UK Knife Curse would be crazy, man. But yeah, by the way, this line right here is a callback all the way to what Kinjaku said. How he said, as long as Yuji and Sukuna are alive, the cycle of curses will never end. It does seem like I've always said, like Choso said, Choso told him that's not true. The main cause of this all of like this the issues of Yuji and all that stuff, it doesn't come from Yuji, it comes from you, Kinjaku. And I also think Sukuna's a part. He didn't say Sukuna, but Sukuna's obviously a part of the cycle of curses. I wonder, like, is this really foreshadowing that Yuji's going to take away his cursed energy and all of his powers to destroy the Sukuna finger, or to permanently seal it, like, or just to permanently destroy the soul of the cursed object, Sukuna finger? Because he's saying, Sukuna, it's time we end the cycle of curses. Yuji is a part of the cycle of curses. I really do wonder if that's sort of the way we're going. And of course, he ends the chapter off, as you can see, Black Flash, potentially the final Black Flash. I guess we never got to see a Megumi Black Flash. Maybe we'll get to see Megumi Black Flash, who knows, and then the editor says, ringing the bell of a long fight. The chapter ends right here, and goddamn, what a chapter it was. I'm not gonna lie. Again, the whole 30-minute part is a bit unbelievable. It's nice that we got to see Yuta and Gojo again, and also get to see Mei, and it's very cute as well how Ui sleeps on Yuji. That was very adorable. I don't know, maybe you guys missed it. Ui was sleeping on Yuji. That's just pretty cute. I don't know what to say about that. And also, yes, the copy is insanely left. So we already talked about this in the previous stream, but we got even more detail, right? How, yeah, one of the possibilities was he wanted to copy Hakari Senpai's technique, but that's a no-go, because the instant you consume a body part, its value within my technique becomes 0 and ceases to meet copy's requirements if that person regenerates, if they use reverse curse technique in any sort of way. So it's why he could get Inumaki and Kurusu, I think that's how I say it, Hana's technique, because theirs couldn't have been healed with modern medicine or with reverse curse technique. So because of that, they were allowed to just consume, Rika, I guess, was allowed to consume the limb permanently. I don't think it's Sukuna over yet. Good to see you, SMK. I mean, we'll see how it happens, but I don't know. I mean, considering the fact that we just have 4 chapters, I don't know, like, so many times we've said it's Suku over, so many times, but then he just somehow comes back. I don't know. I really don't know. I think a death curse and a war curse would go crazy, especially when you consider, like, in general, all curses... Wait. If you just make cursed energy and such worldwide, we've seen one strong sorcerer like Gojo, or just, like, creates an imbalance and it creates stronger curses. What would happen now? Like, think about this. What would happen if you have... a dozen, like, so many special grade sorcerers throughout the world? What would happen in that scenario? Or vice versa, if the whole world gets cursed energy, what would happen if there's, like, a ton of cursed spirits, special grade cursed spirits, just cluttered throughout the world? Some really powerful ones, maybe ones even, like, close to Sukuna level or something, like, just, like, a ton of cursed spirits. Well, by extension, that's going to make all of the sorcerers even stronger because of the balance. So by giving the whole world cursed energy, you're going to make all of the sorcerers way stronger. You're going to create some disgustingly powerful cursed sorcerers. And you'll also create a lot of powerful cursed spirits. Overall, just by adding more to the pool, because of the balance, you're going to create some terrifyingly powerful characters throughout the world. Because now imagine, like, think about this. We already have Sukuna and Gojo level monsters in just as the small country of Japan, just Japan, of the few sorcerers there are there. Now you're giving it to the whole world. Now you're increasing the capacity that much. We see just Gojo. Gojo alone creates such an imbalance that it created, like, as long as Gojo's alive, a lot of cursed spirits. Now imagine you add it to the world. That is going to be insane. That's why I mean, if we have a part 2 that goes into the rest of the world, it would make everyone stronger as well. Like, I know the rest of the world will just have got cursed energy recently, but they will truly be powerful. I mean, we've seen just throughout the Culling game how strong characters can be after they've just gotten their Jujutsu powers. So if you give them if that was just 1 or 2 weeks, if we saw how strong characters got. If you give them a year or two, especially some people who are given like god techniques right from the beginning, and imagine the cursed spirits that I just bought, like Mahito was just born recently, and we saw how strong Mahito got. Imagine a Mahito that's not just for the humans of Japan, but for the humans of the world. Imagine how strong that Mahito would be. God, that would be ridiculously powerful. The odds would go way up. Yeah, just the balance would change in both ways. The scales would increase both ways. It would just be insane. War, death, inequality, like we would get... I mean, it reminds me of Chainsaw Man, right? How we have the age curse. That's also a thing that's going on. We could talk about Chainsaw Man as well. Mahito has that 10 years of experience. No, Mahito is relatively new. Mahito is a new thing. Let me come here. Oh, you're saying... Yeah, I see what you're saying, Adam. Sorry, I misunderstood you. You're saying a Mahito that has 10 years of experience rather than 6 months. Just the amount of raw cursed energy that he would have would be absolutely wild. Right? And it does seem like... by the way, just this whole thing here, they are keeping things from Yuji. And it does seem like... I don't know, like this whole half an hour thing has just been on me. Yuji... Okay, here's something I want to talk about. This is very important. Gakuganji says... He didn't use my finger to... Oh, sorry, this is Sukuna saying. He didn't use my finger to copy Shrine, he used the Bratz. Then, the special grade curse object Sukuna's finger. It can withstand any attack, be it with Jujutsu or with Force. We've seen this since even Gojo could destroy it. But it cannot negate a curse technique. I think this is going to be important. I truly think this might be important. It's like a binding vow. If we stop trying to destroy it and focus only on allowing a curse technique to pass through it, then maybe. But there's something else I'm more worried about. So this clearly, I think, will be important, this line here, that it can't be destroyed with Jujutsu or attacks. But can it negate a curse technique? It seems like it can't. As long as you're not trying to destroy it, it seems like a technique would be able to bypass it. Maybe what could happen is rather than trying to destroy the technique itself, Yuji could put his soul dismantle into it, and what he could try to do is destroy the soul within the finger. So he's not trying to destroy the finger itself, but the soul within that's harboring it. Maybe that's what he could try to do when Sukuna's 19 fingers come out of Megumi and he has that one finger. He could try that. That could be a possibility. Absolutely. I mean, I don't know, like Idinahu, I don't know, right? That's what Sukuna will say to Yuji. Who knows? JJK has decent destructive power, but the AP is getting... I mean, that could be one thing, right? Whole world gets cursed energy. Everyone gets strong in general because now the balance has changed. Urume is getting off screen. I mean, maybe Hikari is getting off screen. I don't know. But yeah, it seems like the fight is pretty much off screen. I imagine the next time we'll go to would be at the very end of the fight, if not the fight's already over. I imagine, which is a big shame, but that's just, it's going to be how it is. Like a war curse in JJK would be the strongest curse, or the second strongest, probably death curse, right? Just like they said in Chainsaw Man, how the death devil is the strongest. A death curse would definitely be especially if it gets death. The fear of death from everybody in the world, that would just be a disaster of insane consequences. Do you think Sukuna will throw up the entire corpse CA? I never thought about that. I mean, I imagine it's more so the cursed energy of the Sukuna finger will come back into his own finger. So when Sukuna expels, it's sort of like how Sukuna ate 19 fingers, but he's only going to spit one finger out. I imagine that corpse sort of became a part of that one finger. Hopefully the war curse isn't a fraud like Yoru, but the only reason Yoru's a fraud is because like people forgot about nuclear weapons and all these stuff about war. Like a lot of people forgot about these things. That's why Yoru got weaker. So that's why Yoru's trying to defeat Chainsaw Man to become stronger. It does seem like, guys, I'm the strongest now. Pretty interesting. I don't know. Also, be sure to leave a like on the video. What am I saying? On the stream, it does help out a lot if you leave a like. So thank you. Thank you very much if you do. And yeah. I wonder, like, do you guys have any specific theories you want to say now about how you think they're actually going to defeat Sukuna by the end. So it does seem like the thing is going to come out, but it would be pretty interesting if Yuji just eats the finger. But Yuji's line leads me to believe it may be something else, because Yuji says, Sukuna, it's time we end the cycle of curses. Could this be like sort of a way that Yuji's going to eat the finger after it comes out of Megumi, and he's going to take his own life? Could that be a way? I wonder, because I always thought it was going to be, recently I've said it's going to be Megumi's going to die, but this is sort of now going back to the idea that maybe Yuji's going to die. But it was said by Gege that either out of the 4 people, so Gojo, Megumi, Nobara, and Yuji, either one will die or 3 of them will die, right? It seems Gojo is the one person who died, but with Nobara coming back, it seems that if we're going with what Gege said, all 3 of them will live. I don't know. Maybe Gege just goes back on his word. Who knows? It's a bit tough on this one. Mainly because of what he said in the chapter, whether he implied he could kill Sukuna without transferring his body. I think... maybe you're right. Maybe that's what Yuji was saying, like, I'll take the finger out of you, I'll eat it, and then I'll kill you. Maybe that's what he was saying. Unless I wonder, Eternal, like, is there a specific way he can just kill him? By the way, this pose is beautiful. How he's got, like, the black flash. He's got it here like this, right? His fist here like that. We've seen this before as well, when he's about to hit a black flash. It's not the first time we've seen this pose. It's an iconic Yuji pose. So it's a great thing to see. And then, of course, Koksen. Black flag. Right like that, right? See, I can do that now. You can actually see me, guys. I can actually do that. It's like, black flash. And then Sukuna's like, he's throwing up. It's so perfect, because that's what... I'll get the viz now. That's what Sukuna did to Yuji. Right? And I don't know if you guys noticed, he made Yuji throw up when he first took over Megumi's body, and now Yuji's got his eyes rolling back, like, right in the guts. It seems like this is probably it. It does seem like this is probably the end of I can't lie. It might be over for Sukuna. It might be Sukuoba, which is crazy to say, but yeah. And we also have, this is Witch Watch, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, this is a new one, I think. Wait. Let's go. Yeah, it is Witch Watch. Here we go. And then we can go to Jujutsu Kaisen. Earthquakes are no joke? Oh, you mean like an earthquake curse? Is that what you're talking about? That would be pretty powerful. Especially depending on the region as well. If it's in a region that has a lot of earthquakes, that would be very powerful. So we can go to JJK 213. Is that the chapter? I think it is. I think this is the chapter. Alright. Let's come over here. Yeah, I think this is where he just rocks Yuji right in the guts, right? He punches him, sends him flying. You look at the difference in level between... to be fair, this is Sukuna, who it wasn't that enough. But yeah, punches him, Yuji vomits all over. But then, of course, Yuji gets it back in blood. Love to see it, man. He punches him, by the way. He sticks his fist inside of his... genuinely inside of his guts. I think it's at his heart, I think. So, yeah, Gojo coming back. I don't know. Yuji sacrificed himself since you... Oh, you're saying, like... Yuji's going to die and Gojo's going to come back. I mean, maybe. That's some good Gojo quote, maybe. I mean, I don't know if Gei necessarily has to go with what he said, right? But just saying Sukuna punch over Mahito's black flash massively is... who knows? I mean, yeah, you're right, to be honest, like, easily. You can see how much damage it did. It was a very powerful punch. But... It's so hilarious that finally, we've always wanted to know throughout this series, like, the exact conditions for copy, because we always knew that it had something to do with consuming a body part, consuming something like that. We've always wanted to truly know the exact conditions, and yes, we get to find out right as JJK's ending. Right now when it doesn't matter. All those times we wish we knew for power scaling or for theories, now we find out. I mean, I'm just glad we got to find out anyway at the end. I'm glad it was something that was at least told. And seeing, you can see Yuta and Gojo's body. He is so cute. It's even cuter than when, like, we saw, like, because when he was fighting Gojo, when he was fighting Sukuna, he just sort of looked nervous, but now he just looks like anxious and worried, which is just hilarious. And obviously, Gojo and Yuta's body, badass. Absolutely slicked his hair back, looks really cool. It's just absolutely amazing. Oops, a daisy, he says as he gets up. But would it be crazy if he ripped Sukuna's heart out If oh, you think he's gonna do that? I don't know then. No, I don't think he'll do that. Because then when Megumi takes back the body, Megumi will just die. I think Megumi will just die if he does. I don't think he'd do that. Where is Uro? I don't know. It's possible Uro never got her arm back. It seems like she didn't. If Yuta still has the technique, yeah, it seems like she never healed it. Maybe she just doesn't have reverse curse technique. Maybe. I wish it is what it is. You enter the Culling game, life and death battle. She should just be glad she made it out of her life, to be honest. So, yeah, we come over here, and that's pretty much the chapter for the most part, right? Then, of course, there comes with the next 4 chapters. I think this is it. I do think this is it. I think what we're going to get is probably the merger. Potentially, Sukuna will try to summon it next chapter. I think that may be what happens. Or Yuji will enter the innate domain of Sukuna and Megumi in the next chapter. Sukuna is defeated, he's knocked out, he's going to try enter the innate domain. Or what could also happen is the finger just comes straight out. Right? So we see, let's come down here. We see that Sukuna takes a lot of damage. I mean, could it be possible that the finger's just vomited out now? If that's the case, then bigger. I wonder what would happen in that scenario if the finger's just vomited out. I do wonder. I think we might get partial merger attempt. I mean, Sukuna could always just make a new rule, because he has Tengen in the authority. He could just make a new rule to try and, like, last minute summon the merger to try and save his ass. That could be something that could happen. Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised if Gege's unpredictability strikes again and Gojo will be the one who lives. Listen, I respect it. I respect the agenda pushing, the copium, but I don't know. I don't know if Gojo's coming back, man. I don't know. I really don't know. It does seem like he's dead. Is Yuta very talented? Yes. I keep saying Yuji's gonna get cleaved next chapter. Look at Sukuna's arm. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I really think it's over. Let me try and make a poll. Hi, Kaio. Just go home and click. Hey, solid bug. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Just stop it. I don't know what you mean by stop it already, but unless you mean something specific. I think Yuta will stay in Gojo's body. I mean, possibly. I do hope Yuta gets his own body back. I do hope that's sort of the theory. So I made a video on that recently. I hope that's what happens. And we can start a poll as well. So let's ask the question. Let's see. Is Sukuna really over? We'll ask that. And then we can have yes, it's Suku over. No, my king isn't done for yet. My guess is Megumi's dead. I don't think so. I don't think Megumi will die. I mean, it's possible Megumi makes a self-sacrifice with the merger, but then the whole Nobara coming back sort of throws the idea into like a monkey's wrench, because the whole reason I said Megumi's probably going to die is because of the Gege line, where Gege said one will live, either one will live or 3 of them will live. So we see Nobara's alive. Unless Megumi and Yuji die, I guess that's a possibility that could happen. I sort of see Megumi having more so a, what sort of role? Sort of like a role of Tengen, where he's got authority over the merger, that kind of thing. Is Yuta very hard... Pokey dude, relax. Is Yuta very hard working or talented? Both. He's got a lot of talent. It was said by narrative he's blessed, but he also works hard. Next chapter starts with Scale of the Dragon. the very first page, like, next chapter just starts with Yuji being off screen. Yuji won! Yuji hit the Black Flash. Next chapter, Yuji's in the afterlife. Like, damn. I tried my best. Guess Megumi's dead? I don't think so. I think this is going to expel the finger out of Sukuna's body. So the poll, by the way, is, yeah, it seems most people do agree that 81% of you think that it's Sukuna. I also think so as well. I actually wonder why Sukuna didn't try the world cutting slash, opening a domain. So how is your uncle? Fair, that's pretty funny. Have you seen the Eve Advanced song? Yes, that was the whole reason I made the Nobara video. That's the entire reason I made the recent one was over the Eve Advent song, in case you missed it. Which, by the way, yes, we did predict. I mean, for 2 years we've been predicting this in several videos and tweets, but just 10 hours before it happened, we predicted Nobara would come back. 10 hours before the spoilers came out. Let me come over here. We got 60 people. Sub. That's good. Then my recent video. Yeah, we got the thumbnail is from the Eve Advent music video. Is Yuji short? Yeah, it seems like it's just a cleanest mantle. Can you make a short about Yuta? I don't know. I might be done with shorts, to be honest. I made one short, which I did, the Yuta one. Funny enough, the only short on my channel is the Yuta one. I might be making shorts. I probably will be making shorts on my new channel, by the way. I wonder why Sukuna didn't try using the world cutting slash over a domain. I do wonder. I mean, because he got both of his hands back. I guess because his technique was burnt out. That was the reason why I never tried the world ending slash. But then we see, let's try and like think about this clearly, one by one. So we come here, right? Let's see. Yeah, because Sukuna just got his technique. He genuinely gets it at the end of the last chapter. So he just got his technique back, which ends here. I think it's because the first thing Sukuna tried to do, as soon as he got his technique back, he tried to do his domain expansion. That's what he tried to do. Then, of course, he gets hit by resonance, so he can't do it. And he's just too stunned. And then he gets hit by all these things. I think he just doesn't have an opportunity to fire it. Right, I just think there's no opening to fight. He's just too injured and he's trying to end Yuji as fast as possible. And then, of course, there's just no time. As soon as he gets his technique back, the resonance hits before he can open domain, and then Yuji defeats him right then and there. He can't use his technique? Is that really the case? Wait, let me see. Because I thought it was for a moment. I thought the resonance was for a moment he couldn't use his technique. He says, my technique. This is bad, my technique. I can't open my domain. The brat Shohei is going to land. I thought it was just for that moment he was stunned and he couldn't activate his technique. I mean, have we ever seen resonance made it so you can't use it? I've seen resonance disable a technique. No, that's not even true. We've seen nobody use resonance on the death paintings and it didn't deactivate the technique. The technique stays up. We've seen that happen with evidence, unless this is like a binding vow or a new variant of resonance, maybe. Will you do versus battles again? Maybe. As JJK's ending, that's something I probably may lean back into, because now we know how strong characters are. How, like, I might get into, Yuji versus Yuta, Yuji versus Akari. Like, now we know how strong they are. We have their final sort of, the levels that they are. That would be pretty cool to do. Like, now there's no longer, this could change, this could be that. We have all the concrete evidence we have. Now I can just say for a fact, who do I think will win? Yuta or Akari? Yuta or Yuji? I feel like now, no longer do we have to say this could be possible, but maybe this, but maybe that. We have concrete answers. Especially with characters growing and changing during this fight, and we're seeing them get new techniques. Like Yuta got a whole bunch of new copy techniques. Then we also see Yuji also was growing throughout this fight. It is a good time, I think more now than ever, to start doing versus battles once again. Takaba versus Higuruma. I remember I made that video, one of the worst performing videos on my channel. It depends on how Takaba's technique interacts with the domain expansion. That's what it really depends on. I don't know. I really don't know about that one. That would be pretty interesting. Nobody did more damage to Sukuna than with this attack than Hana did of Jacob's. Yeah, it is pretty sad. The whole Hana situation of Jacob's ladder, I will say, is still something that annoys me. There was no reason for Hana to come up. The only reason Hana came up was for a last-minute cliffhanger. It did no damage. It was not relevant at all. It did nothing. It was completely pointless. So it is what it is. Sendai Yuta versus current Yuji. Oof, that's tough. I don't know. I actually don't know. I might go Yuji in this situation. I think Yuji might just be durable and strong enough to take it. How would Yuji's soul dismantles affect Yuta? Is Yuta aware of his soul? Is Yuta aware? Would Yuta be able to heal soul damage? Damn, there are still a lot of unknowns, aren't there? There still are a bunch of unknowns. Because Rika doesn't have a soul anymore. So I guess the soul dismantles wouldn't affect it. Current Yuji Yuta? Ooh, I don't know. If people are saying current Yuji, that's pretty interesting. I think if you give Yuji a couple months to train, I think he would be thingy, Yuji. But just because everything's still fresh to him and new. Because he just got dismantled. That's pretty... Because then Yuta's domain is pretty powerful. Let's say there's a domain clash between Yuta and Yuji. In this scenario, it would be pretty interesting because then neither of them would have the sure hit. So Yuji would just be as he always is normally. But then Yuta would have Rika, and he would also have the arsenal of copy of the swords. Even without the sure hit. Ooh, I don't know. I think the domain, Yuta might take it because I think Yuta just takes it. I'd give the win to Yuta, but it's extreme. I think it'd be a good fight, but I think Yuta takes it, absolutely. Yuta is still strong because Yuta fights Sukuna domain to domain. He didn't fight Sukuna domain to domain though. Oh, you're saying when he was in Gojo's body. I don't know. I don't really count that though. I don't really count Yuta and Gojo's body. I'm so into like regular Yuta, at least before he took Gojo's body. So the Yuta that we saw fight, what's his name? I mean, you could always argue that having Kinjaku's technique is a part of his arsenal, so you can include that in that sort of aspect. But who knows? Regardless, still, nobody's. This is still wild to me. Let me end the poll as well. So we made that poll. Let me end it. The survey. We got 77% do believe that it's Suku over. I don't think Yuta will be able to take the black flashes if Yuji starts chaining them. That's if he can even start chaining. Let's say like Yuji hits one black flash and then Rika comes in. I guess it could be sort of like a Gojo Maharaga situation where Rika tanks the black flashes for Yuta, but then that would lead to Rika taking a lot of damage. You know, how many black flashes could Rika take? Because we saw like a couple punches from Ryu and then Rika was gone. She genuinely, but that was after the partially manifestation had to end. So maybe, I guess if he does enough damage to partially manifested Rika, he forces Rika to go fully manifested, which in that situation would be tough. He'd have 5 minutes, but if he can just survive those 5 minutes, he'd pretty much win. I think his current Yuta, I think Yuji loses, yeah. It does seem like that is maybe sort of the way it goes. It's specifically the fact that it is a 2v1. We do have to remember that. And also the fact that, yes, Yuta's domain, it seems to be just better in terms of domain clashes. Not simply, I genuinely believe this. I think Yuta has the best domain expansion in the series. Not the most refined, or not the one that's like the strongest in terms of who would win in the clash. Like, no matter what, Yuta would lose in a clash against Gojo or Sukuna. Because they're clashing, because they're stronger, they would just overwhelm his domain. But just in terms of purely the domain itself, the functionality and what it does, Yuta's is the best. Who do you think Maki comfortably beats? I think it depends on if Hakari can heal soul damage. If his automatic jackpot is aware of the soul and it heals that because the body is the one... I don't know. Because it's automatic. Would that subconsciously heal the outline of his soul? That's the real question we have to ask. If not, then Maki wins. Of course Maki wins. But if it does, then of course Hakari may just take it. That may also be a case. How do you think Yuta and Kinjaku would be in a domain clash? I think Kinjaku would be winning, because his is an open domain, but I think Yuta would apply a lot of pressure because he's got Rika, and he also would have all of his unlimited copy. He would still have access to unlimited copy even without a sure hit. That's just a part of his domain. So I think in that way, his domain is better than Kinjaku's, but Kinjaku's, he would win the clash over time. I mean, it'd probably take a minute or two. Then it becomes a question of, could Yuta do enough damage to... It'd sort of be like Gojo and Sukuna. I think it'd be a situation like that, where could Yuta do enough damage to Kinjaku before Kinjaku's domain overlaps Yuta's? That's sort of the question I think where it comes into with that. And then we also have it being said that, was it a bluff, right? The whole finger thing. I mean, overall though, if I had to rate this chapter, nah. And we'll see. Yuta can choose a sure hit, and then it hits you with his copied CT and Rika. I guess so, right? But it depends on who he's fighting though, because if he's fighting Kinjaku or Yuji, they have domain expansion, which is crazy to say. Yuji does have a domain expansion. I think Yuji versus Akari would be very interesting again. All of Akari's matchups all come down to, can you heal the soul? It seems like there's just so many unanswered questions on if this character is aware of their soul, such as mainly Yuta and Akari. Like, are they aware of the outline of their souls, and can they heal soul damage with their reverse curse technique? Especially with Akari, could he just do it automatically? You know? But Yuta's a no BS fighter. If he wants to kill, he'll do as soon as possible. If we're saying they're bloodlusted, yeah. So it's likely insta-domain and he will just win. But you have to realize, you can sense when someone's about to cast domain expansion. We saw this when Ryu beat his chest like this. Everyone could sense the domain expansion was coming. And it's happened before. You can genuinely just sort of... I don't know how, but you sort of have this sense. That's how people are able to... Gojo and Sukuna, 4 out of the 5 times, they opened their domain at the exact moment. One of the times was only because Sukuna was injured and he was taken aback. That's how people, because we saw it happened 3 ways. Uro, Ryu, and Yuta simultaneously activate domain expansion. It's not like someone could just open it quickly. It does seem like if you want to, you can sort of sense it, you can tell it's coming, the buildup of cursed energy within the person, and then you can know a domain is coming, and then you open your own domain in that moment. Sort of like that. Yep, the main reason why I think Yuta wins is because Yuta doesn't play... Yuta's the same. Yuta doesn't play around either. Rika can hold Yuji off while Yuta activates it. I mean, I guess if you want to say that scenario comes in where Rika tries to hold... I don't think Rika would be able to do it. I think Yuji is too strong for Rika to hold him off on his own. But it could be possible Rika can just distract him just for a second, just for a point second, for Yuta to get his domain up first. That could always be possible as well. It's pretty interesting, right? It is a pretty interesting possibility. But let's see. Itadori-kun can't read Sukuna's thoughts. How self-assured? Oh, self-assured, are you? I mean, it was... I saw this meme, by the way. I don't know if you saw it, where, you know, Yuta had plan A, plan B, C, Hana plan, you know, Angel plan, Gojo plan, Toto plan. Yuta had all these plans, whereas Yuji's plan is just, you know, we go in raw, we just try our best. That was Yuji's plan. It's pretty funny, isn't it? Itadori. So it does seem like Yuji was aware as well that he had Sukuna's technique. Itadori-kun, even if you can't use it now, Sukuna's technique is already etched into your body. Gojo Sensei confirmed it with the 6th eye, so that explains how he's able to get his technique even though it was before Yuji activated it. So now I have to question, did Yuji have it, at what point did he get it etched into his body? Is it when Sukuna left? Because we know for a fact during the Sendai colony, Yuji did not have the technique etched into his body. We know for a fact. And it was also said by Gojo in the beginning of the series that it's not etched into your body yet, but it will be over time. So when was it etched into Yuji's body? It seems like the only possible time that could have been of significance, it must have been when that's Svoloch. Wait, let me try to say this correctly. Wait. Svoloch. Yeah, when that Svoloch, that bastard, it must have been when he left his body, then the technique was engraved onto him. Or it could have always been possible that it would have been during the week or two. I don't know how much time passed during the after the Higanuma fight. I think it was etched in 214, maybe. Yeah, when he left his body, that could be possible. Because then we see Yuji get sort of an awakening, right? Where Yuji suddenly gets way stronger. That could have been the moment that the technique awakened all of the Sukuna potential and all that stuff. Because Sukuna can no longer hold it back. All of it could have been awakened within him. Maybe. That could always be one possibility. But yeah, we see the fingers are missing as well, so Yuji's not healing a reverse curse technique. And Nobara, she does do the resonance on the finger. It's just so funny how everyone said, what? She can't do resonance on him. It's not going to make sense. It's a Sukuna thing and ends up happening. Man, the victory lap was insane. I can't lie. The victory lap for the past 2 days have been absolutely crazy. It's been wild. And deservedly so. And yeah, Nobara did play a key role in defeating Sukuna. That is something that did indeed happen in this chapter. And then we can come down here. I don't know. It's just a bit crazy though. Like JJK really is ending. We really have Nobara coming back. I see Dynamic Weeb trolling. Kaio face reveal. Good to see you, Mr. Weeb. Good to see you. Yuta in Gojo's body versus Gojo in Yuta's body. I think Gojo in Yuta's body might actually win. I'm not even kidding. I think he'd actually win. Nobara versus Kashimo. I already knew what he looked like. Yeah, Weeb's known for a while. He follows me on Instagram. We follow each other, so he's known for a long time. He's already known for a long time. By the way, Atom Zor Khojde, I just had to say that. Atom Zor Khojde. Which BTW, it makes it really weird implications that Sukuna had a vessel in the past before Yuji. I mean, who knows? Who knows? Loud Gaming, good to see you, my guy. A face reveal. By the way, this is the 3rd stream I'm doing the face reveal. So it's not the first time, but I guess maybe for you if it's the first time. It's only been a couple of days I've been doing this. So yeah, face reveal. Kyle Breeze, this is me. Mm-hmm. How do I look? I don't know. I look normal, I think. But Gojo in Yuta's body, I think so. I don't know. I haven't really thought. I'm just saying that off the top of my mind. Grade 2, Nobara Resonance working on Sukuna when it is what it is. Marito couldn't do shit. Yeah, considering the fact that Nobara came back just now means she isn't any much stronger than she was in the past. But I've always said Nobara's I've always said this and people for some reason didn't believe me. Nobara's technique bypasses defenses. It bypasses any and all defenses. It doesn't matter how strong you are, how this or that. Her technique just bypasses it. It depends on the connection. So especially if she's hitting on a Sukuna finger which has a lot of connection to Sukuna himself, because the connection is important. It's going to do a lot of damage. Oh, lit. Just quickly stopping by, King. Goes well. Don't mark too much. Appreciate all the support as well you've been giving me recently, advice, especially because I'm trying to use Premiere Pro recently, and maybe After Effects. I've just paid for it like yesterday. Trying to start getting into all that. Nobara noticed Gojo. In theory, her resonance should bypass infinity. In theory, because it's not really traveling, is it? It just lands on it. Just lands on the opponent. I don't know, like that's a really interesting question I always ask myself. Could resonance simply bypass the infinity? Because it's not traveling against it. No, it's not being stopped by anything because it's not traveling. It spawns on Gojo himself. I think it would. I'm not saying nobody would beat Gojo, but I think it would. Pretty interesting. Nobita's way too OP for the story. That's what I've been saying this entire time. Genuinely. Imagine we had the finger here right now, and during the entire Gojo vs Sukuna fight, Nobita just keeps saying resonance over and over and over and over again. I mean, what's to stop her from just spamming resonance on the finger? That's why he had to bring her back at the last minute. Because she could have just been spamming this the entire Gojo if she was awake a week ago. Nobita's eye patch reminds me of Aizen. It really does, doesn't it? The final arc. Resonance is like it really is like a sure hit. It genuinely is a sure hit. It hits the soul directly as well. The absoluteness of resonance is so OP, man. That's true, it should be internal. Yeah, it does. I agree. You guys agree with me. It should bypass. I'm not saying she beats Gojo. I'm just saying her technique bypasses infinity. At least that's what it seems like. Right? That's what it seems like it could be the case. By the way as well, so I have, because in case you don't know, my phone right now is on a bunch of books. I've actually put it on a bunch of books on a stand, and that's how I have it up here. Because if you remember the first stream, the phone is lower. I did have a very special someone who, Tui Krasiva, you know that person, Krasivaya, sorry, they recommended that I put books is what I'm doing now, but I have a tripod stand coming so that I could have it maybe at more of a normal angle. I could try different angles, you know, something like that. And then I also have ordered, it's coming tomorrow, so the tripod stand's coming today. I got a webcam specifically just for PlayStation that I can put right here, and with that webcam, I'll be able to, when I stream Elden Ring now in the future, you'll be able to see my face. You'll be able to see me. So that's going to be pretty cool as well. Because as you've noticed in the Elden Ring streams, I don't really have that. Don't ever compare Aizen to Nobita. You're right. Aizen, that bum, that garbage character, Aizen to Nobita, the GOAT. Our Queen Nobita. Yeah, I'm joking, by the way. Obviously, Aizen's way better than Nobita. I'm sure Aizen's the GOAT. Aizen's the absolute GOAT. Respect Nobita, though. Put some respect on her name. She came in last minute, resonance hammer right on Sukuna. Respect it. Aizen's Kaio, no, I'm joking. Aizen's so mid, Nobita stomps. I mean, why not both? Why can't they both be good? You know, why can't we just have both? That's pretty nice. That's pretty funny. I love them both. Exactly, you can just love both. That's fine as well. But it's going to be pretty cool. I pray to God this is not the last time we see Nobita. I hope there's going to be at least one chapter where we get the ending of JJK, right? So maybe we get to see Nobita interact with other characters. We get to see Nobita interact with Yuji if Yuji's alive, or maybe even Megumi if he's alive, or maybe both. Maybe the final chapters, like the end, the final free trio, looking at Gojo in his grave, like, you know, rest in peace, Pops, but it is what it is. Maybe something like that. Aizen can't even beat a chair, Nobita in the epilogue, which is pretty fitting, right? Because of the whole, that's pretty funny, now that you just said it. Aizen can't even beat a chair, and then when Nobita died, right, against Mahito, we had all the chairs, like the whole chair setup thing, so it's pretty fitting. Both of them have connections to chairs, both of them were thought to be dead, but they're not, both of them returned with eye patches. There is a coincidence, like just an unusually high amount of coincidences in terms of the things that Aizen and Nobita both share, like similarities. Why? I know JJK's like, JJK. I know JJK's a big fan of Bleach, but I mean, maybe Sukuna comes back like Yuha or something, I don't know. Man, it looked like Yuha beat that chair. Chair Sama Solo's JJK. It took Yuha, yeah, it really took Yuha to beat that chair. Pretty powerful chair. But, Gay is showing character interactions. I think you're being sarcastic, and if you are, you have every right to be. The amount of interactions we never got is mind-boggling. Interactions are a part of a story. Interactions are one of the most important parts of a story and any sort of writing. I really don't like when people say, like, oh, we don't need character interactions, that's not important to the plot. It is. It's important for building up characters, for building up the story. These things do matter a lot. Really. So people say we don't need it. I'm saying, I don't know, I don't necessarily agree with that. You know, I guess you're all right. We could just end the story without those interactions, but I don't know. Overall, though, I would say, by the way, the stream's not over, but I'll just give like my review for this, right? So I'll start breaking it down. We had the chapter start off with a flashback, which is important. It was needed. It was very needed. Great to see Gojo again, especially in Yusa's body. We get to see them doing the training. All of this was just fantastic stuff. And of course, we get a flashback. Thankfully, this was really needed. As always, Gege's fantastic at flashbacks, explaining all the missing information, explaining how Yuta's copy works. We're explaining how the finger works. We're explaining exactly what happens, so how Yuta goes technique. We already guessed all this, but it's still good to get confirmation. Just because we can make assumptions and we can fill the gaps in ourselves doesn't mean it's like always a good thing. You know, it is very nice to just get a confirmation for some of these things. Right? So it's pretty funny how they're whispering around Yuji as well, just in case it leaks. Then, as we predicted in the Nobara video and the previous streams, it was all a bluff. We see the finger. 30 minutes. The blood. 30 minutes. That is, I don't know, guys. Oh, by the way, just to let you guys know, I have a One Piece video coming out Tuesday. It's a Mihawk video. Yes, even though I'm a Shanks solos everyone on the new channel, so not on this channel. In case you don't know, I have a new channel, Kyle Crimson. Just so you guys know, I just closed the chat by accident. Let me open it again. It's gonna be on Tuesday. It's gonna be pretty interesting. I'm a Shanks fan, but I will have no. But I love Mihawk as well. I'm a big Mihawk fan. I even like both. He should have explained copy and Sendai to save panels. I'm wondering, like, if he just saved Goat Hog video. Let's go. I'm wondering if he saved the explanation. Yeah, we got Mihawk video. The explanation of copy. Let me just adjust this as well to make it the right size. Here we go. There we go. Got the ring on. You know, of course, we got the ring on. I'm taken. Why did he add that 30 minutes? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No way, Fraudhawk. I'm a Mihawk. I'm a what's it called? Shanks is the God King. That's the type of guy I am. Shanks is him. Strongest of the verse. No one comes close to Shanks. But Mihawk's strong as well. Like, they can both be strong. You can like both. You can say they're both strong. Yeah, the 30-minute thing, by the way. How do I say it? Let me get it. Let me get the right word here. Governor. Governor. Yeah, it's shit. I don't know why he decided to do the 30-minute thing. I don't know why. It's a bit strange, but Mihawk is a fraud. We'll see. I mean, if you guys are curious on my thought, okay, I'm going to talk about how strong is Mihawk. Like, I don't know what the title is going to be yet, but it's something along the lines of Mihawk. God King is a cringe title. It's Shanks. He's the God King. It's true. The rat Shanks. See, I'm glad to see there's a lot of One Piece. So people who do watch my channel are One Piece fans. So just a reminder, if you want my channel, I'll link it now as well in the chat. So in the community poll, it's there. And if you want it, just in the community tab, you go to community on my channel, and you can see at Kaio Crimson. We've already got 230. Thank you guys so much for subscribing, but only if you're interested in One Piece content. I will be doing like live reviews and live reactions and reviews to Hunter x Hunter as well, and also I'll be talking about Kagurabachi too. So all that stuff will be happening as well. So there will be a lot of stuff, but mainly One Piece, then some Kagurabachi and Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter will be more so in the form of streams though. More so maybe a video every once in a while. I will not make a promise for Hunter x Hunter videos. But Shanks is the Gojo of One Piece, 2 goats. He's not going to die like Gojo, though. He will not die like Gojo. Kuma is my goat, but One Piece Shanks is beyond OP. Yeah. Shanks is him, guys. Him. But that doesn't mean Mihawk's not him. So, okay, you know what? Because I want to make a video breaking down truly how strong Mihawk is. I sort of have ideas of it. I have like some panels ready. But let me know what you guys think, right? I will get back to JJK. The JJK is not over. Don't worry. I'm just going to talk about this for like 2-3 minutes. But just let me know, how strong you think Mihawk is. So my opinion, I think Mihawk is stronger than an admiral. Generally. I think Mihawk's stronger than Fujitora and stronger than Green Bull. I think he's stronger than Kizaru and Aokiji. I think it's close though. I think it's really close though. Right? Is he stronger than Akainu? I don't think so. I think Akainu is genuine. We've seen Akainu beat an admiral. He beat an admiral in one-on-one combat. Akainu is objectively stronger than an admiral. That's just true. At the very least, he is the strongest admiral. Like, for a fact. He's strong. I don't know. He definitely has Conqueror's Haki. If Zoro has Conqueror's Haki and it's the bare minimum, Mihawk definitely has Conqueror's Haki. Let's think. There's a lot of comparisons to Shanks. I don't think he's stronger than Shanks. I think it's close. I just think Shanks is on a different tier entirely. I think Shanks is not way stronger. I think he's a decent amount stronger than even Kaido or Big Mom. I'm not going to lie. I would probably put... Okay, Big Mom I know is controversial. People hate Big Mom, so you can ignore the Big Mom part. The Big Mom part is more so myself. If you disagree with that, that's fine. I'm not going to make a Big Mom video. That's for another video in and of itself. I will make a video for Big Mom. But just on the topic of Mihawk, I sort of have her on the tier of... him on the tier of Kaido. I think that is probably fair. Like, if Kaido and Mihawk fought, that would be an insane battle right there. I don't know who would win. I have them relative, right? Shanks, though. I don't know. I think Shanks, it does seem like he's on a different level. Especially with how he one-shot Kid. Like, this is a Kid who's stronger now. So Kid lost to Kaido, yes. But then Kid got way strong. Kid got way strong. And Kid was tanking attacks from all sorts of characters. He got like an awakening, Hockey Bloom, this, that. I mean, assumedly Hockey Bloom. That's not confirmed. I shouldn't say that. But Kid is powerful. Kid is very powerful. And he got one shot by Shanks. One shot. I don't know, guys. Shanks just seems maybe too powerful. I'm not saying he'd like one shot Mihawk. I think it'd be a really good fight. But it just seems there's so much evidence alluding to Shanks just being the strongest. Stopping the war in one go. Holding Kaido back. Like him having the respect of everybody. It genuinely seemed... And if it really was Shanks... The Joy Boy comparison, by the way, was ridiculous. That was beyond the Joy Boy comparison. The fact that he said, like, maybe, probably, it seems like it's stronger than Shanks. Like, not like objective, like, this is way stronger than Shanks is. No. This is like, maybe it's stronger than Shanks is. I don't know. Anime made him useless mid. I don't know. The manga was it was bad in any situation. He got one shot. The brother got one shot. It is what it is. I think Shanks, Mihawk might be on the same level of skill. No, Mihawk has more skill with the sword. Shanks is just stronger. You can be more skilled with a sword, but be weaker than someone. For example, I think just Zoro straight from the pre-time skip, so not saying current Zoro. I think Zoro from the pre-time skip is more skilled than Big Mom, for example, with a sword. Big Mom would no diff Zoro who came straight out of the pre-time skip. Like, no or low diff him. Genuinely. Just because Zoro is more skilled with a sword, and they're both sword users, doesn't mean Zoro's stronger than Big Mom. Like, Zoro has a disgusting level of skill. His skill level of a sword, Zoro's, is insanely great. It is phenomenally great. But that doesn't mean he's stronger than certain characters who aren't as skilled as him with a sword. I hope that really makes sense. It was specifically said that Mihawk is greater than Shanks at swordplay. Swordplay. It didn't say he's stronger than Shanks. If he was just stronger than Shanks, they would have just outright said he's stronger than Shanks. Mihawk is simply more skilled. There are things Mihawk can do with the sword, like certain skill level or techniques that Shanks can't do. I think in that way, that's what makes Mihawk the greatest swordsman in the world. You know? Beside the fact that he's like insanely powerful as well. Don't get me wrong, that also helps that he's Yonko level. That's one thing, and I'm not saying Mihawk's weak. I know a lot of people say he's like Admiral level and Admiral can't beat him. By the way, just so you know, I said this like 10 years ago, and people always disagree with me 10 years ago. I said that Mihawk is at least Admiral level back in the day. This is during Marineford when it was happening like week to week. I remember when I said that online as a child, because I truly believed it. I got a lot of push. People were saying no, and this is like even during like Whole Cake Island and before these arcs, people saying no way. He might be first commander level, like might be. People are saying that that's probably where he peaks. So I'm someone who's kept the same opinion throughout like the past 10 years. I think what I've been saying since I was a kid is still right. Where Mihawk's like, I used to say, it's changed a bit though. I think he's like stronger than Admiral, but it's not too crazy of a gap. You know what I mean? You can beat Shanks by saying let's clap our hands. Okay, that's pretty cool. But not probably most definitely. But Mihawk was stated to be stronger than Shanks, who's a swordsman. It was never stated that he was stronger than Shanks. It was never said. It was never said. It was said that he's got greater sword skill. He's got greater swordplay. I hope that makes sense. Like, I really hope this makes sense. You can have greater swordplay, and you can be more skilled with a sword than someone and be weaker than them. Again, the Zoro and Big Mom comparison. Like, let's say Zoro at the beginning of the time skip. So, not current Zoro. I'll say it one more time. Zoro would get no diffed by Big Mom straight from the time skip. Yet he's definitely more skilled with a sword than her. He has much more techniques. He can do things that she can't do. He's definitely more skilled with a sword than her. So just because you have greater sword skill does not mean you're stronger. If Mihawk was stronger than Shanks, they would have simply said, Mihawk, The person who's stronger than Redhead Shanks. They didn't say that. They specifically clarified the one who has greater sword skill than Shanks. If he was stronger than Shanks, this is true, they would have simply just said that. You know what I mean? It was said better at sword skill, but it was never said weaker than Shanks. Why would they say weaker than Shanks in hockey? When you're trying to hype someone up, because they're really trying to hype up the threat of Mihawk, they have never, this has not happened for any character, they have never said, but he's weaker than this guy. Like, oh, Kaido, 100-man beast, he's this strong, but he's weaker than Shanks. But he's weaker than thing. Big Mom, like, she's so powerful, but, you know, she's not as strong as Whitebeard. That has never been a thing. What you're saying now has never been a thing. It's just not true. Just because they don't say he's like weaker than him in hockey doesn't mean it's not true. You know what I mean? It is. How would they even know who's stronger than hockey? You know? And even if they do, when you're trying to hype up Mihawk or hype up a character, which they always do, they have never downplayed someone else in exchange. They've never downplayed a character while hyping them up. That has never happened. Never. Not for one. If you give me one example that's happened, I'll say you're right. If you give me one example that's happened in all of One Piece, I will say you're right. It's just never happened. That's never been a thing. Because now you're making an argument for something that's never been shown or portrayed before. Like, if it's been shown before that they say, like, how do I say this? Let me think of a character. Oh, Eustace Kid who's really powerful, but he's not as strong as Traffic Law or Mugiwara Luffy. But still, he's really powerful. If that's been said before, then I'll give it to you. But how would they know he's a better sword skill? Because he's the strongest swordsman. Because he's the strongest swordsman in the world. Because clearly he's got a skill level that Shanks can't do. He's done things with the sword that no one else can do. Exactly. Hockey is different from swordsmanship. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm genuinely not trying to push an agenda. I think Mihawk's really powerful. I think he's even stronger than an admiral. I genuinely think he's stronger than an admiral. I just think Shanks is stronger. I think Shanks is the strongest. You know? You can be better with sword skill. Doesn't mean you're stronger. I don't know. Respectfully disagree, fair enough. You can disagree, it's fine. This is just my opinion, but I don't know. Shanks is ready to take the whole Navy on during Marineford. I just think with everything that's been portrayed in terms of feats and statements, Shanks is the strongest right now in the series. Bar Emu. It seems like he's been hyped as like this era's Gold Roger. It was said by Kaido that like hockey bro, the kid feat in and of itself, I'm surprised that didn't get a lot of people. The kid feat where he one-shot Kid, that is wild. And we see in the movie like his hockey being compared to Joy Boy. And I know it's not canon, but still, like, it was one of the most canon movies out there. Film, what is it called? I can't, not Film Red. What's it called? Film Red? Like the Uta movie, which is like probably one of the most canon movies out there. But it's not canon in and of itself. But it had a lot, like all recent One Piece movies, had a lot of Oda influence. Taking on two admirals, making two admirals back down of his hockey alone, knocking out vice admirals, and putting Momonga, the only vice admiral who wasn't knocked out, on his feet, which seems to like be accurate with what we've seen of what Joy Boy did. Although Joy Boy seems to be on a different level, where Joy Boy even de-transforms the Gorosei, right? But it seems similar, and it was even said that they're comparable by the Giants. I don't know. Hockey and swordsman are intertwined. That's why Mihawk taught Zero. They are intertwined, but that doesn't mean they're the same thing. I just hope you understand. Yes, they're truly intertwined, but they're not the same thing. You can be more skilled than someone with a sword. That does not mean you're stronger than them. If Mihawk was stronger, they would have simply said, yo, it's Mihawk, 3.6 billion or whatever his bounty is. The guy who's stronger than Shanks. No, they clarify. The guy who's stronger than Shanks in swordplay, who's greater than Shanks in swordplay. You know? Mihawk is a sword spitter in my prediction. I mean, something along those lines, you know? Kid got caught off guard of his own attack and a blow up in his face. I don't know. I mean, how off guard can you be when you're looking direct? Like, he's got his cannon pointed at him, looking straight there. Shanks charges straight at him. It's like he came from that is not a valid excuse. The off guard thing, that is on Kid himself. Shanks being super fast and blitzing him is not Kid being caught off guard. That's two different things. You being caught off guard because your opponent is too fast is not an anti-feat for the person who's too fast. Like, oh, Shanks is so fast, he blitzed, oh, the music just came off my screen. Like, you can't downplay Shanks for being too strong. Like, now you're downplaying Shanks for being too fast, too strong, too quick, too reactive. You're downplaying him for having future sight. All of those, the reason he got Kid in that situation is because he had future sight and because he's ridiculously fast. He was right in front of him. Shanks. Kid knew he was there. Kid was aware that he was there. Kid knew he was there. And he like dashed at him straight from the ship in front of him, swung at him in one shot. He got cooked. Kid is a fool. He needs a mentor. He definitely needs one. That was a trash joke. He ain't a sword spitter. I don't understand the joke, by the way. I agree on the Shanks Mihawk logic. At least Mihawk and Shanks, I don't know, I got Shanks being top one of the best. Clearly you can see who I like a lot. But with evidence, I swear, there's evidence to back up all my claims. There's always evidence to back my claims up. You know? Do you think JJK Akadami can land the ending of JJK better than Naruto? I think Naruto's ending was pretty good. I don't know about JJK. I guess we'll see. I don't know. In any situation, I think the ending's going to be a bit strange. It's going to be a bit rushed. But Shanks said Kid is a threat, and why? Yeah, so he went serious and took him seriously and talking. That, if anything, is more hype for Shanks. He knew Kid is a threat. Kid is a threat. He was very pivotal in the defeat of Big Mom and Kaido, and yet Shanks still one-shot him, even when he was a threat. Sorry, let me just do that as well. Mihawk, damn guys. I don't know, guys. Painark is on B and Painark is peak. Rishabh, I don't know. I mean, listen, regardless, in my video, I will be hyping Mihawk up. You guys have to realize, just because I think Shanks is stronger doesn't mean I think Mihawk's weak. Please remember that. I still got Mihawk being like Kaido level. I think Mihawk could be any, bar a Kainu, I think he could be any admiral. Seriously. For more chapters, I'm gonna glaze him. If he can do a satisfied ending, I'll glaze him. I will. But it's less so, like, even if the ending's satisfying, it's more so an issue of all the things that we just missed out and lost. Like, the writing of the story as a whole is sort of the issue. That's sort of the problem with that, I think. I can see One Piece streams will be a lot of fun, yeah. Because the thing is with JJK streams, like, there isn't really too much to talk about. There's the chapter, not really that many theories since JJK's ending. All the theories haven't even been proven or done. You know, not many characters to have versus battles with. It is what it is. Like, with One Piece, there is a... I think more so because I've never talked about it as well. There's an infinite number of things. There is so much to talk about. Honestly. There's a lot to talk about. I can't wait. I just know next week, I have my Mihawk video coming out Tuesday. So today, Tuesday, you know, like a British, Tuesday. So today is Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. I have the Mihawk video coming out Tuesday, which is, you know, 3 days basically, and then I'll stream as well on that channel. I think I'll try to stream twice, I think. At least once. I can promise that. One stream and one video for the new channel next week. We'll see how it goes. Mihawk said in the previous chapter that he cannot fight Shanks with one hand. Maybe Shanks nerf. I don't know, it seems like he's still shot a bottle of water. Maybe, yeah. And then we can say, let's see. Dachodza. Dachodza. I actually don't remember that. I didn't write what that means. If anyone speaks Russian, please translate for me. Dachodza. Dachodza говно. Dachodza говно. I think that means what the fuck. I'm not gonna try. I'm butchering it. That one I'm trying on the fly. All right, it is what it is. Are you the strongest swordsman because? Are you the strongest swordsman? Or are you the strongest swordsman because you're the strong? I don't even understand what you meant. I think I see what you're going for. 7 cents. You're going for the Geto Gojo line of that, yeah? How do you feel that text-filled chapters in a flashback conducting the plan convinced Yuta equals Batman? Broken and Dory... You know what? Why don't we just open the one... Wait. We could just do that now. Alright? We could genuinely open... Now, even Naruto YouTubers can't defend the walk. It is what it is. It is what it is. We can just go right here. And we can go to One Piece. Look at this. One Piece. God, the era is beginning, lads. The era is starting. Alright, let's go to that one state. I just want to go to that one line where they compare Shanks' Haki to Joy Boy's. Joy Boy. The GOAT. Joy Boy who just deactivated the 5... what are their names? Gorosei's fruits? I mean, we don't know if they're fruits, but... So there's so much to talk about. God damn, last chapters, so much Yuta getting shrine, non-existent plot hole. It is what it is. I mean, we always assumed that was going to be the case, but look. Seriously? That's amazing. That was greater than Red has. Okay, wait, this translation doesn't fit my agenda. Wait. I remember this translation. I remember. So what's that guy's name? Sandman. If you guys follow Sandman on Twitter, I remember he tweeted that the Viz is more accurate, where it's like comparable, right? Where it's unsure. I swear to God, it's not for the agenda. I swear. Japanese translators are saying it's more like them being compared, like unknown. It being ambiguous is correct. Check Sandman's Twitter. Alright? We said JJK trash, One Piece get One Piece in it. Agenda piece. I swear, guys. I swear, check Sandman's Twitter. Check his Twitter. He's a reliable One Piece translator. He's been translating for like over a decade. He said it's ambiguous. I swear, this is not agenda. I'm just going for the accuracy. Go to Sandman on... Okay, I can go to Twitter right now. I can go to Sandman. Okay, look. Guys, it's not a gender piece. I swear I'm going for accuracy. I'm going for accuracy. Oh, man. Anyway, looking at the objective truth... Right, looking at the objective truth because I'm an objective YouTuber. Was that even... I can't even read it seriously. Oh, I can't even read it seriously, man. Was that even stronger than Red has? All I'm saying is the official translation, which is backed by Japanese translators. All I'm saying is they say that this is more accurate. That's all I'm saying. It's a question. Was that even stronger than Red has? I don't know. Was it? You tell me. All I'm saying, it seems like TCB may be the ones of an agenda. TCB may be the ones who have a Mihawk agenda. That's all I'll say. I have no agenda. I have no character I prefer. I have nothing like Shanks. I just say he's the strongest objectively. Is that John worried? More like the Kashimo agenda? Listen, there's no way Shanks will ever get done like Kashimo. The fact that he one-shot Kid says everything. He one-shot Kid. He can never be Kashimo now. Off-screen Blackbeard, that's not happening. That theory, because I was saying that when I was in 10th grade. I think even before then. I think when I was in like 7th grade, 8th grade, oh God, how many years? Like over a decade ago, everyone was saying that it was the most popular theory. It is too obvious of a theory to happen. Alright, let's go back to JJK. We can go back to JJK. Are you the #1 Shanks Glazer? No, that's King of Lightning. Shout out King of Lightning, by the way. Maybe he influences me too much because I've been watching him. I've been watching him since before Dressrosa. Before Dressrosa was happening in the One Piece thing. So that's how you know it's been. I don't know. You can check how long that's been. Like it's been over a decade. I've been watching him. He's definitely as you can see, he's influenced me. I even saw his new video of him gassing Shanks. All of it. Definitely, I'm getting influenced. It is what it is. Gavno. By the way, I really like this word. Zatknisblat. I might go for a double stream today, by the way. I might genuinely go for the double stream. So later tonight, I will be streaming Elden Ring. I might go for it. I might do that. Let's come over here. How strong do you think Luffy is right now? I mean, Yonko level, he's definitely stronger than an Admiral, at least. Yonko and Admiral, comparing the two, that is a mess. That is going to be a nightmare to talk about. I cannot. The toxicity is going to be insane. Who do you think is stronger? Joy Boy's 800-year-old hockey or Blackbeard's off-screen hockey? I think Blackbeard's off-screen hockey might be the strongest. Unbeaten. It's genuinely unbeaten. I love that meme so much. How strong do you think Gojo and Yuta's body is without the 6 eyes? I think just considering how much of a genuine beast Gojo is in terms of cursed energy manipulation, technique, control, I think he's a lot stronger than Yuta when Gojo's in his body, which is saying a lot, but it makes sense. Like, we saw Sukuna got Megumi's body, and he was using it like he'd been using it for decades. He's had it his entire life. So Gojo is on that level. So if Gojo gets Yuta's body, like he just did here, he would be using it like Megumi is using 10 Shadows, Sukuna is using the 10 Shadows. Seriously. he would probably be using it on a completely different level that Yuta can't do. Because the reason Gojo is the strongest is not because he's not the strongest because he's Gojo. He's not Gojo because he's the strongest. He's the strongest because he's Gojo. I think I'm saying it the right way. Cole is a very terrible power scaler. I mean, he's had bad takes. All right, he judged top 5. That's hilarious. He's had bad takes, but he has good takes as well. It happens. Like the takes you're bringing up are takes from like a decade ago. It happens. You get things right, guys. If you're doing something for over a decade, you're bound to get some things wrong. It is. Who's Cole? King of Lightning. One of my favorite One Piece. I've been watching it for over a decade. One of my favorite. How strong is Buggy now? Top 5. He's always been top 5. Maybe like close to Emu level. By the way, Eternal Flame, if you want Eternal Flame, I'm not gonna pressure you if you're busy, if you don't want to, if you're tired, you don't have to. Do you want to hop on the stream as well? It's been a minute since you've done something like that. It's been a minute since I've had anyone on my stream, to be honest. I just realized, I saw you in the chat, I was like, wait, I have not invited anyone on in quite a long time. If not for Ploy to be able to use it. Does Gojo have domain amplification? It would go against, okay, your bet, alright, that's pretty cool. Let me hide my screen for a minute. So, ooh, wait, this is going to be interesting. The screen's going to go black when I do this. Don't worry. Let me just do this. Big monitor. Don't worry. I just need to open Discord and move it to the other monitor while I do this. Discord, just once. I know it's a black screen. Don't worry. Open Discord, because I don't want my Discord to get leaked on the monitor that's showing, is the thing. Let me see which one I open. Okay, good. Open on this monitor. So now I'll show this again. And we can see Eternal Flame is messaging as well. Just getting it ready. All right, sounds good. Let me open the chat here. Nah, I'm built different. I'm never wrong. All right. When you're ready, it's by the way, Eternal Flame. Just let me know. Just message me on Discord and I'll call you. I see you prepping. Yeah. My agenda is that Kaido is stronger than Luffy. Still strong. I mean, I guess it's not a bad take necessarily, but I don't know if that's true though. I don't know how true that is. You know. Kudo. Why is Yuta the one training in Gojo with Gojo instead of Yuji? Because they both did it. They both did swap training. So it's probably who you swapped with, you're training with. Just like Restless said, and Eternal Flame, no, Eternal Flame. Restless and Heavy Weather said in the stream from, what's it called? In the stream from, I did on that channel, on Restless Gambler's channel. Message you in Discord. Let me open Discord here. Just getting ready. Sweet. But, because I'm really curious to get Eternal Flame's thoughts on all this as well. The whole, like, I don't know, like Nobara ending, like what his thoughts are on JJK ending. There's so many things I want to talk about with Eternal Flame. It's been a minute because I don't really know his opinions on all these things, so I'd be curious to hear what he says. Yuta train with Gojo so you can have better techniques. Yeah, probably better barrier techniques. You're true. Because if you want to get stronger by taking someone's body, it's better if you train with that person so they can guide you. They can say, oh, this is how you do it, this is how you do that in that body. Luffy Gear 1 to Gear 4. Yeah, I would agree with that take, Platinum. I would agree with that take. I think Gear 5 Luffy right now is stronger than Kaido. It's just more so a stamina issue. It's probably the thing I'd say with Luffy. If you can just make his Gear 5, will just last long and not end so quickly. Yuta train of Gojo so you can have better barrier. Yeah, I already read that. That's true. I think Luffy still has more room to grow. Yeah, it's not that, like, he can't get stronger. I think Luffy has a lot of room to grow. As he saw with Joy Boy. I just think he's already sort of begun to surpass that whole threshold of Kaido and all that stuff. I think that's more so the case. No one has ever trained with Gojo before. He is second to him indeed. No, I guess we technically saw Geto and Shoko train of him when they threw the rubber thing at him. Probably he became so strong at some point that he began to train alone. Because then they were surprised by the improvements that so it's clear that Gojo was training off screen without Geto and Shoko, but then he decided to show them the results when they came later on. So maybe something like that. Who knows? It's a bit unclear, but Gojo's him. Though we know for a fact Gojo's trained with other people. But as for training with Gojo, maybe no one's ever been strong enough. Maybe that's just the case. We did see that it was said that Hikari and Yuta had taken serious punches from Gojo's. So, you know, it's really funny. Gojo's is basically ne trogi minya. Ne trogi minya. It means don't touch me. It's basically Gojo. No one can touch him. That's sort of the issue. He'd have to actively make himself weaker to train with people, which I guess he could do, but then even then, he's physically so powerful, he just one-shots anyone. You know? He's just too strong to train with people. He can train for people, like he can train with them to make them stronger, but to actually train himself, he probably needs something he needs to do alone. The exception might be Hikari and Yuta, who are strong enough that they would be able to do something. Like if they popped a domain against Gojo without a domain, in that situation, it'd be good training for Gojo. Because then Gojo, his Infinity gets bypassed, and he's fighting like Rika and Yuta with unlimited copy inside the domain with a sure hit. That would be a nightmare. That would be a tough fight for Gojo. He'd still do well, but it could be good training for him in that situation. The real question is how good was Zoro? And listen, I get it. Zoro was stalled for like half a year by Lucci. I get it. But he did have some good clashes with the Grandpa Samurai. The Elder, one of the 5 Elders. That was pretty cool, I can't lie. You really got to respect him for that. Let me open the chat here and move this here. So, I think Zoro's cool. I can't lie. I think Zoro's powerful. Where would I put Zoro? I would have him and Kid and Law and Sanji all on like a similar tier. Those 4. I would have them on a similar tier. Are you ready? Do you want me to start the call? I got you. I'll call you. Here we go. Yo, hello. What's up? How you doing?
Not much. How things been?
They've been well. How have things been with you?
Things been chill. Things been life. So life is lifing, as you know.
Good to hear. Shout out Canada as well. I think Canadian. It's been a minute since I've said that.
It's been a minute since I've talked to you, man.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we've spoken. My bad about that. I kind of just vanished.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you disappeared. I'm like for a little bit I got worried, but like you're fine.
Yeah, no, I'm chilling. Don't worry. I mean, it's life. Things happen, All right.
Yeah.
All right. Now it's time I ask you, Eternal Flame. What are your thoughts on Nobara's return?
I am conflicted. I knew there was always a chance that Nobara was going to come back. Last chapter basically told like that end panel. I was like, okay, Nobara's coming back, but like. My problem with Nobara remains the same that I've always had, where like I feel like they should have at least like shown something about Nobara rather than just having her surprise return. Because like my issue isn't that there weren't enough hints for like us to figure out Nobara would return. My issue is they were like the characters themselves basically forgot about Nobara and barely talked about her existence, unlike Yuji.
So in that scenario, do you have an issue with Todo coming back
then? No, because like. The difference between Todo and Nobara is Todo's still alive, and Todo just needs to get a new hand. Nobara was 99% chance of death because of the Nita statement.
That's true, but a lot of the points that you mentioned,
I don't feel like they can be compared.
I think they can be though. You're right that one is more, more extreme because one is in a coma, but it was never said that she was dead. That was just an assumption we made. And more importantly than that, the points you made for Nobara is the fact that she was never talked about, she was never shown, she just vanished from the story. Is that not the same thing that happened to... for me, I always thought Todo's was worse. Because we knew Todo wasn't dead, yet he's not mentioned, he doesn't show up, he's nowhere to be seen, he's not even spoken about once since he vanished. I thought that was worse.
Like, I will say I can understand applying these problems to Todo, because that does also make sense, because, But, like, the reason why I'm kind of okay with it is because I can kind of accept that Todo just off-screen got himself something new so he could get himself back into the fight, because, like, his will to fight had never been dead. He just needed to find a new way to fight. Nobara, like, considering the state she was put in, I feel we should have seen something a bit more from that before she just returned. And especially because, like, she woke up 30 minutes ago, too.
Yeah, for me, it's the 30 minutes that gets me. I agree. I do wish it could have at least been said that she's in a coma. I get why Gege did what he did. I get he wants to keep it as a surprise. I really get all that stuff. But I would say, to be honest, I don't think it's as bad as, like, Todo's. Because you have to remember, Todo also came back, like, 8 chapters before the story ended. So Todo also came back out of nowhere, like, randomly. That's also something that happened.
Yeah.
Todo is also someone, I don't know, for me, like, at least of Nobara, a coma or dead, at least we got her mentioned dozens of times throughout the story while she was away. It was mentioned, like, in the Hana moment where, like, I don't want her to replace Nobara. It was mentioned again when he mentioned her to Megumi. It was mentioned again in, like, a flashback. And it was mentioned even recently when it showed her montage. So she's at least been mentioned, like, 6-7 times throughout the story, maybe more.
I'm pretty sure 4 of those times were back-to-back with the Hana stuff.
Even so, she's been mentioned. Compare that to Todo. He is alive. He should be here. Todo's is the worst of all, in my opinion. Todo, we know he's not dead. We know he has a lot of knowledge and insight to offer. We know, like, At the very least, it could have been said like, "Oh, Toto's out of commission." No, we know he's not dead. Yeah. Like in that situation, you could disagree with me. It's fine. It's just how I view it. For me, I actually see them both as being pretty bad. For their own reasons, but no, I'd say 90% of the reasons are similar. I would say Toto's is even worse, if we're saying if it's bad or good. The reasoning, though,
I can see why you'd think that like the Toto one is worse. I disagree heavily, but I can see it.
Yeah, and at the very least, something I will give you is it's the 30 minutes. It's the 30 minutes that really changes it for me. See, you could have always just excused it as, oh, Nobara woke up a month ago, Mahito's a fraudulent special weight, it is what it is. Nobara wakes up not a month ago, a week ago, maybe a week or two ago, they find out about, oh, Nobara's awake. Maybe we can try have a resonance the thing at, last minute, something like that, maybe there's a binding vow. And then that's why they never told Yuji. That's why she was never mentioned or talked about. But same reason why they never mentioned Toto to Yuji. And it's why Nobara wouldn't have been in the stands watching Gojo vs Sukuna. Because they wanted to keep it a secret from Yuji due to resonance. That could have all been a fantastic explanation. But what we get is, she woke up 30 minutes ago. That is, I can't lie, that is real. I don't understand the logic behind, the blet. I don't understand. Why, Gay? Why?
It's also, them coming back during the 4 chapters left mark too. I get not having Nobara return publicly to the forefront, because I can understand they believe that Sukuna was going to know everything, even though that was wrong. But they didn't know that was wrong at the time. But yeah, it's weird. I just am very conflicted about Nobara's return. I am happy that Nobara's come back. She had a really cool scene to return to, but my main issue is just that, how it was done.
Yeah, and the fact that JJK is ending very soon, I don't know, but it's just the fact that Toto also came within the last 8-9 chapters of JJK. That's also a thing that happened.
I mean, yeah, but that one I feel is more understandable because Toto's condition was never one of him not being able to return to the plot. It was always an open door. They just needed to find a new way for Toto to use his technique, which they did. After all, there was even some build-up for that one with Toto's entire the hand is just an acclamation of the soul, that type of stuff. I
think Nobara's had more build-up though, because Toto is not mentioned. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't even think he was mentioned once. Maybe he was mentioned off.
Oh yeah, no, he was never mentioned.
That is a trillion times worse than at least Nobara being referred to again and again. For whatever context. She's been reminding us that she's in the story. That acclamation of the soul, okay, it was said. Then we don't see this guy for more than years. We don't see him. Yeah. It's less, how do I say this? I'm not trying to convince you that Nobara's is good. I'm just trying to show you that if you think Nobara's is bad, I think all those reasons apply to Toto. If you think Nobara's is bad.
I can understand that, but the main reason why, while I can see them both being bad, one's disappearance from the story, the reason why it's different to me is because one's disappearance from the story is because they lost a hand. Mm-hmm. The other one's disappearance from the story is because they were believed to be dead. But both are decently bad, I will admit that. But one is significantly more forgivable for me because they just needed to get a replacement for a hand.
But that makes it worse for Toto then. Because now, throughout the entire story, you just have to think, where is this? He could have just done this from the beginning. He really could have just done this from the beginning. Because now, at the very least, even if he was just absent because of his hand was injured, why was he not, showing up more to help out, just to speak, just to give advice, all this? I got the explanation that was given after Gojo was revealed, unsealed, but then what about everything before that?
Oh, yeah, no, I have other significant problems with Toto's return. But, they're problems for a different reason. The main one is just, the reason they kept Toto hidden for so long was because they didn't want, Sukuna to know about Toto still being around, which I find that massively out of character for Toto, because that means he had absolutely no faith in Yuji whatsoever to hold, Sukuna down, which I find that another issue entirely different. But, yeah, both these returns have massive problems. I I'm pretty sure like I was on stream with you when Toto returned, and I talked about like my massive issues I had with Toto's return and how much he could have just like fixed the plot. And well, one of my main issues of Toto being around to help Higuruma was fixed because it was shown that Toto was helping Yuta with Kinjaku. That issue was fixed. There were still other issues.
I actually remember that stream. I was saying, oh, if Toto just came in, they get a Higuruma domain.
Everyone realized how bad Toto returning actually is.
Yeah, it is what it is. Fair enough. I think maybe what's going on is Gege was trying to set something up. He really was trying to set up something for these two to return later on. And he's just trying to find reasons like, oh, this is why. No, but it was just like this. And he was trying to keep it as hidden for the shock value. But then, of course, then it starts to begin to affect that. I just think the 30 minutes thing was insane. I don't think he needed to go that route. Even if you think it would have been bad, I still think it would have been far better had he just gone for the total. The total reason would have just been, it fits perfectly for Nobara. I don't know why he didn't go for that.
Yeah. Like, here's my guess for a while. Gege has an outline of the plot in mind, but he knows what he wants to do, but he doesn't know the path to get to that point. Which, like, he basically knows the plot points he wants to do, but he doesn't know the path on how what's going to get him that way.
He did say that in an interview once, where he said, he said that it's exactly what he said. He's got all like the beginning, the middle, and the end plot points all planned out. But he, like, as the story, he genuinely goes with the flow of the story. That's why a lot of things are added that are never they're alluded to, foreshadowed, given this, that. He comes up with cool ideas, but then he never continues those plot lines, continue those story elements. He doesn't continue these things, which is, the issue of someone who hasn't planned things out. So it ends up like this. He's planned like the plot points, but not the story itself, which does create this issue.
Yeah. But that it's also something I find like kind of funny as well, because like Gege doesn't really plan out most of the path of JJK, but you'd be surprised at like how streamlined of a series JJK is, because so many things need to happen for Kinjaku's plan to work, for example, which is like both an issue I have with JJK, but not an issue I have with JJK, because I'm kind of okay with it. Like, I've said, like, I feel like JJK is genuinely the worst timeline. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. Which, granted, it did take 1,000 years of trying to get this specific check, because Kinjaku's been trying again and again. So at least it's not like we can say, oh, it was the first time he tried this. He did fail a lot. So, at least he's kind of...
I mean, to be fair, Mahito, who allowed his entire plan to work, was pure luck. Now, I do think he did have a way to make his plan happen without Mahito. I'm saying that for my own sanity, and just Mahito made it easier. But, like, we have no way to know that for sure.
I don't know, like, he needed curse spirit manipulation for Tengen. You know?
Yeah.
He needed Mahito. Like, Mahito's makes... That curse is born in, like, every generation, right? At least... that makes sense, at least. Like, he maybe knew a previous Mahito.
Not really, no. Considering the implications from Nanami, that, like, Mahito... There was never been a friend like Mahito before.
Oh, yeah, maybe...
Like, that's my...
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's, like, every 10 years, 20, 30, 40, like, who knows? Yeah.
Yeah. But, like, there's never been someone... Like, it's not even just, like... A human cursed spirit probably has always existed. But what the issue is... that he needed Mahito's very specific curse technique for his plan to work, as well as Kinjaku's, or not Kinjaku, as well as Geto's.
No, the Geto ones is crazy. Like, that is like, so chance and coincidence. Like, that is just insane. Anything can go wrong. It makes it even worse
when you remember Geto doesn't come from a sorcerer family.
Yeah, no, he just kind of was created out of nowhere. Yeah, because Mr. 60 said, "Ain't that Murphy's law? Anything that can go wrong will go wrong." Maybe. Gojo being present made curses stronger. That's true as well. But still, like, Mahito only came around recently, and Gojo was born 29 years ago. He's 29 years old. He turned 29 on the 4th of December, I think. Something like 6th of December, something like that. So, I mean, Mahito wasn't around before then. It seems like maybe there was, and maybe Nanami was just a child and he never met him.
That's why I have to believe for my own sanity that Kinjaku did have a way to activate his plan for Mahito, just Mahito made it significantly easier. Because, like, if you don't believe that, Kinjaku becomes so luck-based that it's kind of crazy. Like, as much as I think Kinjaku's smart as hell, it does make him very, very luck based. It's something else. Like, this is especially like the amount of things that need to go in the side of the villains for the plot to work is something you notice when you write a lot of what ifs for JJK, because you notice just how much needs to be put in place for the villains in order for the plot to even reach the point it's reached.
I saw you uploading a lot of what ifs actually for the past a while actually for a decent while. You've been loading a lot of JJK what ifs. Pretty cool to see.
So I've had a lot of fun recently. Like, my main one I've been focusing on, or like there's two main ones I've been focused on, which is what if Toji turned good, as well as like what if Nobara dodged Mahito, because I had to change the title to no longer be survived because Gege is mean.
You have to change the title. That's pretty. I get it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So that's been fun.
It sounds like
finding a balance between like actually like making a fun timeline while also making it make sense is difficult for JJK in specific.
Yeah, because genuinely so much needs to. I mean, Dragon Ball Z is one thing where a lot of things need to happen in a specific way, but man, like JJK is a completely different beast. So much needs to happen, you know.
I also find. I also find it funny, like JJK and Dragon Ball have the opposite problems. So much needs to happen in Dragon Ball for the good guys to win, but so much needs to happen in JJK for the bad guys to win.
It's true, yeah.
And, like, get their things to go the
also,
way it needs to be.
M3D, man, always appreciate the support, man. Always appreciate it. Miles Morales, Sunflower. This might be a shot in the dark. Yeah, but I think Kenny knew about Mahito because the human curse probably reincarnates every 300 years or so. I guess it's still like the odds of it being reincarnated in a specific general life that he gets Geto's technique, and then specifically the odds of it happening. And by the way, Mr. 60's right. This timeline is Murphy's Law. It sounds like specifically all this happens in the same timeline. A boy is born of cursed spirit manipulation by chance. Someone's born of it. They also die, and Kinjaku has the perfect chance to get the technique because the body's not disposed of. Toji, the craziest of all, finally disrupts the whole like destiny and merger thing. That is the craziest, and then all of it in the same generation. Like Mahito is born by chance, like within this time. You are right. Like so much of his thing. I did think that was Gege's realization. He just didn't include this info in the manga. Not justifying it, but Gege does leave stuff out. Yeah, it does seem like Kinjaku to some level planned. He definitely planned all this. I mean, of course, but it's still luck based.
Somewhat justified. Yeah. He does like somewhat justify it because like fate is a real thing in JJK.
I guess so, yeah. Which maybe makes sense why this is the one time where it finally broke. Also, I see the things lagging.
So, yeah,
my bad, guys.
He does do his best to try and justify it.
But yeah, I guess because fate broke, this is why all of it could happen now, because there's no longer fate. Again, M3D, appreciate Med, much appreciated for the 5. In short, everything's Toji's fault, pretty much. We need Heian Era for real. Yeah, I hope there's like a prequel or something. Oh yeah,
you're also lagging in the VC a bit too.
Yeah, in the voice call. Oh, guys, am I just lagging all over? Because I see my camera's lagging. Oh god, everything's lagging. Is my voice?
You're no clipping through everything right now.
Oh god, no clip. How does this look? Does this look good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm no clipping. I can see. Goddamn, guys, is my voice okay in the stream though? Is my voice okay? Don't worry, everything will be explained in Can't Fade Your Own World. It's fine on YouTube. Okay, that's good to hear. As long as it's fine on YouTube. Okay.
Yeah, like I'm not surprised your voice is fine, but yeah.
Okay, perfect. I think you're talking about voice. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want me to talk about like something else I've recently realized about JJK? You know Yuji's entire goal, right? To like consume all Sukuna's 20 fingers and take out his own life because that'll take Sukuna down with him, right? How do the higher ups know that will kill Sukuna?
You're fine. I appreciate it, but I think the reason they know, I guess it's more so because even Sukuna feared, but even Sukuna feared that, if Yuji kills himself, I'll die as well. It just seems like, at the very least, everyone's shown that this is something that will probably happen. Plus, one thing I have to say though, if Hana seems to still be alive, I guess Hana, in theory, even with a low output...
M3D.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No, what do you want to say to M3D?
Oh, no, I was going to talk something in chat. MVD, I'm not saying that I am not saying this wouldn't kill Sukuna. What I'm questioning is why would the higher up, like, why are the higher ups so certain that it would kill Sukuna? That's what I'm saying.
I guess because maybe the cursed object would die with the body? I don't know. It just seems like even Sukuna and Gojo believe this. Even like everyone see. You're right though. Like I don't. Maybe there's been examples in the past. The only reason I can imagine it's the case.
Sukuna has like.
Yeah.
Sukuna has weird implications that he's had a vessel in the past, so I can understand why he would know this.
I mean, even because again, there still have been 1,000 years of Jujutsu knowledge they have. So I guess it's always possible that. Let me move my chat here as well. It's always possible there have been other vessels in the past, or like throughout Jujutsu history that's been recorded. And when the person died, so did the cursed object and vessel die with them. Maybe that's probably. I don't imagine like Yuji's the first in 1,000 years.
I hope so.
Like that, because everyone's so confident in it.
I don't think that's the case. We already know he can't be, because like Megumi knows the possibility for Sukuna to incarnate in someone. So we already know there's at least been one in the past. Like whether it's Sukuna or not.
I think that's more of a theory though. The whole like if Sukuna had a different vessel. It's not confirmed, but it's an interesting possibility. But just send Sukuna's finger into
space.
There's
a couple reasons why there's also the fact that Urame just straight up says that like Yuji should not have gotten that much of a buff from the residue curse energy, which like implies this has happened before. Maybe. Or else they wouldn't have made such a statement.
Yeah, I mean, we could just send the thing into space, you know. Okay, but there is one way they can genuinely just end this now. They still have Hana. Yeah. Even if the output's lower, this, that, or the other, if you're just gonna fire at Sukuna finger and she can take as much time as she needs at max output, at like a defenseless Sukuna finger, she's deleting that finger. Like, absolutely. So Hana's not dead, so that's one possibility as well to get rid of him. Do you think Yuta can suppress Sukuna if he'd eaten the finger? Yeah, I think he could.
I don't think so actually. Because here's the thing. It requires you to have a good enough physical body to do so. Like, it's not a curse energy thing, it's your physical body thing.
So why was it said that Megumi could have suppressed Sukuna if he wasn't broken? It seems more like a soul thing.
It said that Megumi had the potential of being a prison as well.
Yeah, but that's why he waited for the right time, I think. It seems more like... No, Sukuna...
He waited for, like...
Yeah, he waited for his soul to break. It seems like your willpower and soul are connected to it for a fact. Otherwise, Sukuna wouldn't have cared if his like soul broke or not. He would have just done it anytime. He waited for his soul to be at a low point. And it was also shown that like when Sukuna took the bath, it wasn't to make Megumi's physical body weaker. It was to deepen his soul more, submerge it more and more into darkness and evil, which made the control he had over him stronger. And then when Yorozu died, or Tsumiki died, that also gave him complete control over Megumi. It seems like it's... You're right, like the body is definitely one thing, because it was said like you need to strengthen the body to have a strong vessel. That was said, you're right. But it seems like your willpower and soul is just as important.
Oh yeah, it's important, but like... That's important for your ability to suppress Sukuna, not your ability to survive him as a vessel.
I think Yuta's body is like... Because again, he's like Fujiwara... well, Fujiwara's unconfirmed, right? But he's got... At the very least,
I mean, also remember, Yuta's like weak. Yuta has a weaker than average body.
I mean, so does Megumi, but I don't know. It just it really does seem like...
No, he doesn't. No, he does not. We have seen Megumi.
Yeah, but he's always had cursed energy to Ams. He's had cursed energy since he was a kid.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a weaker than average body. Remember, Yuta was straight up in the hospital for like the early parts of his life.
That's before he got cursed energy and all that. Like, okay, if we're saying Yuta from the beginning, yeah, Yuta Yuta gets taken over, bro. It's over. If we're talking about,
I don't think you can just.
I don't know.
No.
I think current Yuta would be
taken over. I think Yuta would just die.
Probably.
I think Yuta would just die.
But if we're saying current Yuta,
that's what I'm saying.
I think current Yuta could easily suppress him and take over, like control him, like Yuji did.
I don't think Yuta has that level of soul strength.
I don't know. I think he does. Like current Yuta, I think he's really... he's so... Like, he has such a strong will. He took over Gojo's dead body. Against everyone's wishes. He's got a strong will. Yuta's soul is much stronger than Megumi? I think so, yeah. I think his body is like his body is reinforced with
also,
cursed energy. I think that counts. I don't know. In my own opinion, I think that does count.
I'm not as sure. Like, becoming a Sukuna vessel is also just like, it's weird because like it requires soul alteration in order to do so. Yuji is built by Kinjaku that have a weirdly weird specific soul. Everyone in the Culling games that is actually capable of being a vessel is because Mahito altered their souls, similar to how Choso, like's body, is also an altered soul. And like, I genuinely also think that, like, this is my own theory. I think the fact that Megumi is Toji's kid has something to do with it as well for why he has such a strong soul that's actually capable of being a Sukuna vessel.
I mean, it's an interesting theory, but it was never said anywhere, though, is the thing. I mean, you could say if he was a Zenin, if you want to say, like, he has a good bloodline, Zenin. But then that applies to Yuta as well, because he's got Gojo, Sugiwara blood. And maybe Fujiwara, which is unlikely, but... I mean, if it's true that he's got Fujiwara, which, you know, because Udo was lying, but then maybe it seems like it could be... Like, that's like 50-50, right?
There's also... I think I just realized something else that might help. Yuta Kotsu, like, had pneumonia, right? And that was why he was in the hospital.
Something like that, yeah. I can't remember the exact
All
issue.
Sukuna vessels are, like... You can argue, basically... Like, to become a Sukuna vessel, you already need to be immune to poison, because Sukuna is called a deadly poison. Not what makes them immune to poison. Survive.
Wasn't that a mistranslation?
So, I don't think Yuta could survive that.
No, because, like...
Which is why I think he would just end up killing him.
I think... So, some people say... Correct me if I could be wrong about this, because I can't read Japanese. People have told me that the accurate translation is that...
Just really... Like, I don't think there's a way you can...
Yeah?
No, the mistranslation was calling Sukuna the king of poisons.
No.
The mistranslation was him being the king of poison, not him being a deadly poison.
But
him being a deadly poison is the accurate one.
No. You didn't let me finish. The thing is that they call him a lethal poison because he's a cursed object, is a theory. That, like, not theory, but like one interpretation now that people have. Because he's a cursed object, that's why he's poisonous. Like, any cursed object is considered a lethal poison. It's the same reason why when Megumi saw Yuji eat the finger, he said, "You're gonna die, like, it's like a poison. Because you're eating a cursed object." It could be every cursed object is considered poisonous, is sort of the thing that it goes with. By the way, I don't even need to go to the page. I know what you're gonna say. He has, like, a weaker body. It's true, but his body is reinforced with cursed energy. It's the same way, like, Megumi, his body is reinforced with cursed energy. And it seems to be more like a will thing as well. Generally, Yuta is strong, though. He's still, like, strong. I think stronger than the average guy. But he's got cursed energy to reinforce his flesh. Because you have to remember, it is physically making you stronger, like cursed energy reinforcement. It's genuinely a thing. It's how Ogi explains it when he's fighting Maki. He's like, yeah, you've got a physically stronger body, but I'm making my body physically stronger with reinforcement all the time. Like, sorcerers can do that. It's true, Yuji's in particular, it seems to be special for, like, a plethora of reasons, but... I don't know. It just seems like for example, Tsumiki ate a poisonous lethal object. Like, a lot of people ate a poisonous lethal object. He didn't die. It did put him in a coma, though.
Tsumiki was altered by Megumi, or not Megumi, by Mahito.
I'm saying
every calling game player that became a vessel was altered by Mahito's soul, by Mahito, in order to make them capable as vessels.
But some people, like, for example, Tsumiki ate she ate that cursed object a long time before even JJK itself starts. I can't remember the exact, it was like a year or something she's in that coma. But you're right, like, it did make her fall into a coma because she wasn't as strong. That's right. I just think it wouldn't happen to Yuta, though. Yo, what's good? Restless Gambler, good to see you, my guy. Good to see you. How you doing?
I also think it's impossible. I do think it's impossible to say. Like, I don't know how to make a vessel, because the only natural vessel we actually have is Megumi. And, like, the reason why Yuji was able to be a vessel is because he grew up with Sukuna's finger sealed inside of him. So we don't really know what makes Megumi so special or not. It's like, I lean closer to it just Yuta not being capable of it due to having a weaker physical body. But, like, I can kind of see arguments for Yuta being possible to be a Sukuna vessel. If he is possible, then he might be able to suppress Sukuna's soul. I don't think he'd do as well as Yuji at it, but I think he could do it.
It seems like one thing that was mentioned was the potential of Megumi is why Sukuna said, like, this guy is probably going to be able to suppress me because of his potential of his technique. If that's true, then Yuta having Rika and Copy, like, high potential, Sugawara blood as well, maybe Fujiwara too, then he would have the potential to suppress Sukuna, I think. unless his soul was crushed, like Maki died in front of him, maybe in that situation Sukuna be able to take over, but how is Megumi not dead if it's a deadly poison? No, it's considered for normal people it's a poison. For normal people. Like, it's not a literal poison, but it's considered as so because if you eat it, you just die. Any regular person. So it's like a poison, not literally a poison. I think that's why they just refer to it. So simply people stay away. Because like, oh, don't eat that. That's a cursed object. A normal person would be like, what? Sure? What's a cursed object? But then when you say like, a normal person would understand this like a language. Don't eat that. That's poisonous. It will kill you. Everyone understands that situation. That's why I think, I could be wrong. I'm just making assumptions. They call them lethal. Because if you just eat a cursed object, generally, unless you're like a sorcerer or Yuji or whatever, you just die. A big caveat in all this is that Kinjaku just straight up says that Sukuna chooses his vessel. That's also true. So I guess maybe he chose Megumi in that situation. Megumi can't fully suppress Sukuna. I
don't think that's fully. I think it's like part of it, but not fully yet. Because like when Sukuna does transfer over, they bring up the 1 in a million. Like to Megumi, he brings up the 1 in a million thing all over again.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe you're right. Yuta isn't the chosen one, Megumi is. By the way, we're approaching 2 hours as well. I was only going to do for like 1 hour, but I saw a ton of flame. We had to go. But thank you so much for coming on, by the way. That was a lot of fun.
No problem, man.
It's been a minute since I've had you. My bad. My inactivity.
It's been a minute, you know.
So, but yeah, again, if there's even one person here who hasn't checked out Eternal Flame, check him out. I haven't linked it. Let me get the link. I'll link it in the chat. I'll link his channel in the chat. Eternal Flame. Let me do this here. But Eternal. You know, if you just go to my channel as well, you can see. I'll just get it here. Actually, it'll take a minute. Flame. Here we go. I mean, it's pretty interesting. I didn't expect your Nobara take to be this as well. To have that sort of because I was genuinely shocked. Wait a minute, what's Eternal Flame's take on all this? All right, here we go. What is the full potential of thingy? The Eternal Flame.
I don't know 57. What this thing is.
Yeah. There you go. There we go. Oh, you there? I think everything started lagging, which is, I guess, is a good sign that the streamer.
Yeah, that channel. Those videos are weird. Sometimes I sometimes regret having the name Eternal Flame, but yeah.
No, the Eternal Flame is a good name. It's a good name. All right, I'm sorry, Chiratan. I'm sorry, we're ending the stream right now. By the way, I will. I don't promise this.
I have fun breaking curse techniques.
You made the prediction on Yuji Black flashing a lot as well, so that was pretty cool. Let me.
Yeah. I'm salty about something. Yeah. I made a gamble that like Soul Dismantle would be possible, but it was. And like it ended up being proven the next chapter after I made the gamble.
Really?
With one of my what ifs.
Yeah. That is pretty.
And everyone was just commenting, "You see the future."
Future man. All right. Well, it's true. You got a lot of things right though. It's nice to see like all the predictions we had, like what we got right, what we got wrong. Now that JJK like has ended, it's one of the sad parts, but also like I guess like cool parts. We saw how it went.
Yeah.
Kaio the ocean, yeah. Ocean breeze, eternal the fire. Yeah, we kind of like all that yin yang, aren't we? That's pretty cool. I never noticed that. Goddamn. Great stream. Yeah, appreciate everyone who came by. Again, Eternal Flame, shout out. Check his channel if you haven't. Link there. Great JJK content. So,
thanks everyone who came.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on. Again, everyone who watched Seven Sins, Raigai, SMK, Washak Mai, Rishabh, Adam, Solidbar, like Chidant, sorry, yeah. Again, M3D as well. Mr. 60, Platinum. I don't assume this will happen, but I might stream in a couple hours Elden Ring. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how things go. I might do that. So be on the lookout for that. I might not, I may not. Like, who knows? Ocean Breeze, Eternal Flame, Restless Gambler. Alright, yeah, again, thanks again to everyone who came by and to Eternal Flame. But that's everything. Alright, take care, guys. Paka paka. No. Paka paka. Yeah.